Folks, welcome. want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. I'm Alfonso Z, and so I want to welcome you to this edition. This is Friday. This is Lpr-Tv Live with the Analysts. Thank you for joining us here. We are here, so says the songwriter. We want to welcome each and everyone. Cecil Boyer is here. CM political analyst Abu Kamara is in the house. Mohammed Dukle. Anthony Charles is right here. Richard Bala is marching in. And of course, my own CM brother, Gary Bolaso is here. Good evening, big brother. Andy, we say happy Women's Day. We want to dedicate this program to all the women of this network here and all the women across the globe. Welcome to the show. Good evening. Thank you so much. I want to welcome you. Friends, darlings, good evening, welcome. Our own sis is here, man. Sister Rita, we say happy Women's Day. Thank you so much for your commitment. Trocon is here. Joe Tiway, man, New England is in full. Welcome to the house. Right here at the house of LPR. All right, let's get the ball rolling. All right, what a beautiful music right here, traditional song here from the southeastern side. It says we are here and we are here to stay. We say good evening. It's 8:09 Eastern Standard Time right here from the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you for sharing a beautiful Friday. TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, and we will be having a national conversation here. If this is your first time right here, you are rightfully I located just right in time on the official news outlet of the Liberia Public Radio. And Lpr-Tv will discuss news, information, and entertainment is less here on this network because there are a lot to go. And so we always have these national conversation as well as bring you some international news right here. Later back, we say happy Women's Day. So everybody, every gentleman in the house of LPR this evening will be nice to the ladies, to the women, across not just only this network, but those other places far and near. Welcome to the show. I am Alfonso Z, and so will be your host right here this evening. And very shortly, the analysts will assemble cross country to discuss news, information, and major happenings across the globe, especially Liberia. A lot is unfolding. So welcome to the show. Good evening. It's 8:09 Eastern Standard Time. I am Alfonso Z, and so right here at the New England Bureau Desk of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. We want to welcome all of you here. This beautiful Friday evening is 8:11 Eastern Standard Time. As usual, we are here to discuss news, information, and major news making headlines in Liberia. Our discussions are not meant to appease you or to persuade you, but to provide information that we know. So it's not within our purview to tell you what exactly you purpose to hear, because all of you have a side. And so do you anticipate hearing something that will suit your political taste? And that's not the traditions of this network. Only the liberal and his Minnesota politicians now forming coalition with other folks in the business of doing that. But for me, I have a different approach. So you can like me today, and tomorrow the possibility of discontinuing our likeness is also there. So it's not of much to me. But what is important for us to provide authentic news, not to manufacture something because we want to entertain the public. Too much of the entertainment industry out there. So there's no need for us to add insult to injury, but to provide you as it is and to accept it and do a fact check to validate what we are saying as well. In as much we hold people accountable, we ourselves must be held accountable. Strict jacket, no if and but. Well, this program to want to be magnanimous, so says the Englishman. Today is International Women's Day. This is a major date that gives voices to the lady. It's dated, it's been supported by the United Nations since 1975. The versions, the German, the Australia, Denmark, those were the country initially initiated, and the version coming to America now, so it's all over the place to protect the basic human rights of women. So the time of throwing them, so this is why they are measuring on, and we must give them that opportunity. And I know it is very difficult, but we all fell short below that bill as well. That we limit their potential. We want them to do certain things, and they should not do what we are doing. That's not what this modern society calls for. So to all of the women across the globe, fighting it, and especially our premiers and prime-time ladies on this network, we say happy, happy, happy International Women's Day. As you observe this date, may it bring joy, peace, different creations, and happenings in whatever you do. We say thank you so much for whatever. We do some crazy thing. You don't mind us. And we'll come back. Yeah, and sometimes it comes from places you see this thing is also, too much involved. The guy on the other side and said, man can't talk all. So we will not talk all here, because then, of course, we will be caught in the middle as well. I will say happy, happy, happy International Women's Day. Thank you so much, ladies, for what you do, your tolerance, your resilience, and your commitment. We do some crazy thing, but you don't take them there. You get mad, and in the next string of our eyes, by the time we throw in the word, all is done and sealed. So we say thank you so much. What we're going to be having a wide range of national conversation here very shortly. Hopefully, the analysts, they're going to be joining me as well, so that we can have international. Let me give a take here, and we intend to dive into it, because this tendency of leaving things alone and allow people to have their way. Let me give my take here, Alfonso's take on the current affairs of the superintendent appointment in Granger County, my own county. It is quite interesting to see what is unfolding. Based on the information that we are hearing, pieces of information, some yet to be validated, but we have reached out, talked to multiple people. There are videos in our hands. We saw what happened recently. Now, politics, both in USA and any part of the world, is all interest-based. I've never seen somebody that who become a serious rival at the end of the day. That person is politically satisfied, and those who put their life on the line. For now, the Constitution to provide, until there can be amendment, until we can return government to the municipal process, where those days, I remember my chief contested for paramount chief, and people stood in the line and they exercised their right to vote for whatever reason that has been put aside. So right now, it is within the purview of the President of the Republic of Liberia to appoint and to dismiss. If that's what the Constitution calls for, as a matter of fact, we citizens or ordinary citizens of a particular country, not necessarily Nigeria, you have the right to raise your concerns if they are legitimate, but there must be a process. But because we like to run ahead of our shadow and we like to take laws into our own hands, it makes it a problem and will create unnecessary problem. We should know better how to approach things. We are hearing multiple people have interest in this position as well, which is obvious because it's a political position. He's going to be the head, the executive of a county. And so that is obvious. But we must also understand some of these people took the ultimate gamble to campaign to put their lives on the line regarding their family themselves. And we know how divisive the politics is. We are now hearing some prominent Grenadians are now rallying financial resources, and they even sending money to allow people to protest, to chant, not to confront. If this, and this is true based on the information that we have obtained, and interestingly, some of those characters do have interest. I would understand it. Their names were also recommended to the president. To have a special favor for Alice Chelsea Green? No, we all can ask questions regarding who's going to be appointed, to what positions, who they are, and the authenticity that brings to the table. Fair and valid question. But if for people to raise money and send to Liberia to protest, to stop the confirmation process, I don't think that's the way to go. You have the power to invite, to give people their fair share and ask the legitimate questions. When last we start doing this thing here, people being lying, we all lie on the daily basis. Or is it a sort of selective method now because it reached a certain group of people or certain individual? We need, if we want to bleach, let's bleach it all, not a few and leave it all out. That is my argument. We have the Honorable Senate. We have a committee that is responsible to confirm the president is exercising his constitutional right to appoint. You as a citizen of the country, fair enough. If you have a reservation, what could or should be the process is to lobby it with the Senate, the committee that is charged with the responsibility to confirm and make your case and outline to the reason why such an individual should not be confirmed. I'll send my person name to be the superintendent. You send your person name to be the superintendent. She sent her person name to be the superintendent. And the president ultimately made a final decision to make a pay. And you won when you already have an interest. And that's a certain senator, Tomoyaya Nimle. Come on. Complete craziness. Wait a minute. Do you think you will campaign Joseph Boyka as a president will go your way? Let's start with Joseph Boyka, Helen Johnson Sirleaf, Samuel Doe, and we will come and it will be a complete list. It's here even in the West as well. Some of you play a double standard game. You want to be a Nicodemus type of politicians. You go so you do it on the ground. You come so you do it on the ground. Do you think why UG Fagons and all of these people that are going, Mike Jabate now as Assistant Minister of Internal Affairs? Yeah, because he cried like a wolf and he did what he could do. Of course. But do you honestly believe these people, oh, I'm doing it for the country? They are not doing it for no damn country. They are doing it for themselves because of the political dividend that it is in it. How long can we say this thing here? How long can we say it? It is everywhere. But I think it is fair enough for us not to be judgmental. Oh, so it want to be like a trial and error method. And this is how people claims over your head. This soldier wives demanded minister to resign. So every they can turn now if they appoint anybody that you're under Kennedy good. We should put them under the radar and cross-examine them. We got to do the right thing. If you honestly believe he or she, whosoever the president appoints, from whatever county, you have a genuine and legitimate case. For God's sake, you must be tolerant. You must take the right approach by reaching out. Be able to be executive. If it's that serious, get on the plane. Air Morale can carry you. Whether 24-hour, it doesn't matter. Eventually, you will arrive and meet the committee. People sit up here and want to be caught. I think in the next coming days or week, they're going to be great. They're going to be bitter. They're going to be bloody on the social network, because we have come to realize people are doing things to divide. The country pie is already divided, but they are taking it to the county level. The next thing, you're going to go to the district, chiefdoms, and towns. Who told you not to join Joseph Boyka when he was contesting? Some of you decided to be CDC. You decided to be LPP, WPP, parties without chairman, party without no office. And you thought the deal was done. And other people to gamble and make their political switch. And whenever they can go. I am not saying you cannot ask legitimate questions. Yes, we want people with integrity to occupy positions in the country. But will it be a continuing process? Or it is meant to just slaughter one person and then we'll go and relax? I think it's wrong. Those who are doing, and they are prominent people who have occupied high leadership positions in this place, and they should know better. Some of them even went and contested as well. Do you think all what you did to the Grand Unit Associations or other district organizations, do you think we are all satisfied with it, including myself? Absolutely not. But there is a process. This tendency of people taking laws into their own hand and the thing they have monopoly over violence is ridiculous, and it needs to stop. And these older grown people, in the next coming days or week, we will call out their names. I saw the video, one of the individuals was arrested carrying a knife and all of that. If you know your protest is a genuine protest to protect your county, what the hell you carry a knife to do? Who? To do what? To stab somebody? To kill? I think it is time the Senate or the legislature, that building, there must be some sort of containment. They are bringing cheering squad, like they're going to walk off, find out people going for comfort. It is a serious damn business that people are going there. These people should be given the opportunity to ask them tough questions. But when people going for confirmation, you see people sewing lapasu, they're sewing all kind of people drumming. What kind of business is this? It needs to stop. They need to be assembled somewhere. They are putting people at risk. People carrying knife. The next thing they're going to start carrying explosive. I'm serious. And people think it's okay. You don't support somebody you think they want to get you wet. I will not do that. Please. That other government inclusion, no, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You see, very well survived here. The only person I saw during that Obama told get defense secretary to stay on. By the time the people take the Senate, they're moving people from leadership and put their people there. Politics is about interest. If you don't get that, you expect the president, somebody who's going to be the direct representation of the president in county or agency. They should take somebody because they're going to do whatever they do. I think that is unfair. If a few people that are not qualified, there's other reason, they should channel those grievances to the committee. Lobby with the committee. If it's that serious, send a delegate, carry documentation. Maybe you make your way to meet the executive. Hey, this is how we feel, and this is why we have come here to do it. You pay people money here. We go tell you, say, we'll leave it as a family business. Yeah, you too. You divide the organization into pieces. You stop it. Your old people, you stop it. Because sooner or later, we'll call your names, and whatever thing that we have, we will put it out there. You're in the glass house, you want to throw stone. I have a legitimate question to ask about the superintendent designate. You have created this sort of drama into it, sending money, $2,000. And then when you turn around, you say politician pay people or trucking people. You are doing the most worst. People caught with knife, police taking them away. We sit in America and we do this sort of thing. I wonder whether the matter talking in the Memorial Hospital, maybe that $2,000 were bought few drugs or bought few nurses uniform, scrub, or whatever they call it, to be a help. What the analysts are assembling right now. Let me stop this here, but we'll keep having this conversation here. And we are doing everything possible, reaching out, getting out of the information. I'm Alfonso Zianso, to the analysts. The link is all out there. And we'll be having a conversation here, right now. Welcome to the show. We'll soon be bringing. They are here, assembling already. And so we will be having a conversation. If this is the first time, we say you are wholeheartedly welcome. Let's turn to our sponsors, those that are helping us to turn the wheel of this industry. For the quick commercial commitment, and when I come back, we'll be ushering in the analysts in tonight, Friday's editions of Lpr-Tv Lives with the Analysts. I am Alfonso Zianso. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Uncle Musa Grocery, 6523 Woodland Avenue in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
I'm a customer of Uncle Musa. I came here to get some things from grocery. Their things are so nice. They never get expired. They are the best quality. They have the best price ever anyone can get. They have so many things like cream, like meat, a lot of kind of meat. We have so many kind, and it's the best grocery store I've ever seen here in Wood. They are located at the 65th and Woodland. If you want, I really appreciate you guys to come over to come and patronize with us because they sell the best quality.
Uncle Musa's Groceries on Woodland Avenue, 6523 Woodland Avenue, Philadelphia, PA. Musa's store is composed of varieties of African food as well as Americans, but predominantly African food. You have dry fish, you have cassava, you have yams, you have plantains, bananas, and Musa even goes out of his way to pay people extra to cut the potato grains for customers to save them extra time. We have deeper, we have fufu, we have the refrigeration center, then we also have cosmetics. This is a place to come in Philadelphia. If you come to Philly, you don't reach to Uncle Musa's Groceries, you have not made your trip complete. Welcome, and we look forward to seeing you sponsoring our business. Thank you.
This is Uncle Musa's store, 6523 Woodland Avenue. It's the only store, a grocery store, that deals with African stuff. Anything African things you can get in Uncle Musa's store. I am from Igbo in Nigeria. So, ndị Igbo dum, onye ọbụla wụ onye Igbo, ya bịara na Uncle Musa's store, 6523 Woodland Avenue. Ọ ebe ọ ga-enweta anything wụ ihe ndị Igbo na-eri. Welcome to Uncle Musa Grocery, 6523 Woodland Avenue in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The business, we have a business on grocery store or African food, all West African food from Liberia, mostly Liberian food.
and we have a palm oil imported from Liberia, and we have a very good customer service. If a customer buy from Uncle Musa Grocery, you get bonus certain times, and things are very reasonable. We have a good palm oil. Anything you want from Africa, West Africa, you can get it from Uncle Musa Grocery. We do retail and wholesale. So you can visit, we have a couple of stores in Philadelphia. We have one on 6523 Woodland Avenue, and another one is a clothing store on 6519 Woodland Avenue. And we have another one on Upper Darby, Gary Road. So you're welcome for shopping. Everything is nice. Customer service perfect. So that's it. Bye-bye.
Okay, good evening. Thank you for joining us. That's one of our sponsors, Uncle Musa grocery store right there in Philadelphia. Is for how many 4 or 5 years now been providing sponsorship here. That's another way to be. Wakato Jalabalayan is here, is our senior analyst based in the Garden City of New Jersey, the Pepper Land. Is here and is a strong supporter of now president. He was then candidate, but now he is the president of the Republic of Liberia, President Joseph Newmont Boykai. Let me just bring her here, but I think I need to share my own what? Koto, good evening to welcome. Happy Women's Day. Thank you so much for everything that you do, not just as a woman, but for this network, for the community as well. So we appreciate you. You, the only, we've been trying hard to get other ladies here to make balance. Oh, let me bring this man before I get in trouble. Man, he Male Jones, senior analyst of the Liberia Public Radio. They are all here. Thank you so much. Koto is the queen here tonight. So if you even say I should shut up from talking today, Male, you know that today is Women's Day, right? International Women's Day.
Yeah, I almost said that you have to put aside all your ammunition to protect Koto Balayan tonight because we got to give her the Women's Day, and that should come from arrest your protection from the aggressive panelists.
You start in trouble. Where you come from with aggressive? Okay, no, absolutely. The night here is, and not just only because of this here, but we have made a call. We have reached out to men, and some came. We were politics down. Ooh, Pepper Boy talking. They all disappeared, but she's still standing in there. So we should give her extra treatment here. So Kotot, I want to say in Logman, but I don't know how to do it. I asked Mali to teach me. He refused. So I'm gonna call him out. I wanted to do it I wanted to do it as a surprise. Unfortunately, he didn't cooperate with me. But thank you so much for everything we do, and say happy Women's Day to you.
Thank you, Mr. So, and also Mr. Mario. I want to say hi to our people around the world in Liberia and our lovely viewers at this time. I'm so happy today to be part of this celebration because it takes a lot of us today sacrifice and energy from some of our parents, our family members to get us where we are today. I remember I come from a family that are illiterate or country as we would call it, that are not educated. And it took that term sacrifice to get us to at least know how to learn something today, as we can call ourselves today, somebody who knows or who is educated. I remember when I came from a background of the Lomon tribe, and from that background, they were not supportive of women, going to school. and it became a serious crisis between my father and his family member because they thought that I was not, allowed to go to school, and I should go to the Sunny Bush, and then after the Sunny Bush, get married, start having children, and so forth.
Papers don't work for you, right?
Yeah, that was the tradition. But
Uh,
I know my father, who was not educated and was persistent on having his daughter, I, being educated, he stood, the test of time. When it came to at least having even crisis with his family member, he went through it just to have, me educated today. And I want to pass that glory on to my dad, my late dad today. He's, on the ground. I wish he was here today, and he would be like celebrating me, because today is the day that at least we will celebrate our women. And I want to say hi to my mom, my Asian mother, with her support too. She doesn't even know what they call A from Bofra. They call it in Liberia. But she stood there. She would come like, can you do our business? Can you do this? I'm like, Mom, do you know what it is? But she would be there. She was very encouraging. And I want to say a big thanks to my mom, because without the support for them today, some of us wouldn't have been here today. I'm giving my mom and dad that credit. I want to take this time, to recognize a lady in Liberia. And we have had a lot of women in the past that contributed to Liberia improvement, women improvement. We have the Ed Johnson, Sally, which we have been supporting her. We make her, put her into leadership. But today, I really want to take a special time to give this Women Day credit to our Senate Pro Tem Yomli Kanga Lawrence. I'm doing this because she is the most senior woman right now, and with the test of time she took, went through during this election, disgrace upon disgrace, trauma, with all the accusation, everything, she stood that test of time. I just want to say, Yumli, you are the celebrant of this day. And I want to say, we love you. And I love you. I give you this day. This day is your day, Yumli. And I want to say thank you for now. And
okay, so and guess what? This country is so they celebrate to cheer people for every little step you make. And I think today is Women Day, is not a man day, but guess what? I got a good gift uh, from my job as well. So I feel part of this celebration, and I will share some of those beautiful images. I hope, and this is the thing here. Sometimes we have to say these things. Most of our senior government officials, people that occupy high-profile positions, they learn, they got their education, all of that here. The way the people here, the society here, institutions, just how to bring people, prepare you for a job. They don't just throw you into something. It's a gradual process. They will prepare you. They will give you all of the support. Even if you're falling down, they will say, wake up. They will do it. A couple of months ago, actually to the end of the 6 months, there was some, it comes, I think, every other year, the company that I work for, the selections is based around the lead managers, supervisors, and all of that. They call that emergent leadership sections, and part of that is meant to prepare people if they see some sort of potential in you. I mean, and that's the beauty of this country. They try to invest in you to make sure that the right thing is done and adequately prepare you. So we went through that process for the last 6 months. Trust me, and the process came to a closure today. And interestingly, these people, they take notice of people and things that we do. Interestingly, I wish the Liberal was here. I would say because most of them they followed our program is in LinkedIn. They follow our program, and we're interested in one of the directors. One of my bosses, director, made that that comment. Let me bring the other force mayor. Oh, the mayor. Hey, Mr. Goya, how are you?
The MCSS Inspector General is here. How you doing?
Yeah, let's start with that. So yeah, Mr. Goya, good evening. Welcome. We're gonna get to it. So we went through the training. It was intensive, 6 months. Just imagine, man, sometimes you sleep, but you gotta go. It's part of the investment. And today, what they call graduations, the people, they get a way they can satisfy people, and they can make you, even when you're old, when the brain cell retire, you're being forced to learn. And we went through the process, colleagues from different programs, and everything came out today. And then not knowing they can observe people. And then interestingly, at the end of the day, was selected to be the guy to speak. Man, who are talking already? And one of them pointed out, he said, "Oh, we'll follow you and your guys." And we're making it was so funny. The other lady, she lives in Massachusetts. She's a liberal. There's something told today. He talking, he'll be talking here. People too like it. I couldn't believe that. People too like it. I like, wow. But anyway, to make long thing short, these are colorful images from the graduations. The picture you see right there is the CEO. Can you imagine countryman son from Biaya Joson, Grand Gide County, Republic of Liberia, Grand Gide, and people there coming and giving handshake of our participations and telling us, what we did. The other guy there in the sky blue is the chair of the board of directors of the company, the CEO, the vice president, senior directors. I mean, it was a colorful ceremony. But then, I think I was sending somebody book to Sese, I was sending to Male Jones. Look at the kind of book, leadership. Seriously, I've been with the training. I can't read all of it. But anyway, guys, it was a wonderful experience. Sometimes we profess to say we know it, but they're not the right thing we will be doing. But these people, they are so tolerant. They teach you, they walk you through the process and give you all of the support. I just thought of sharing that because, and they really follow. Our people really follow this network, and they kind of really appreciate things that we do. So sometimes when the tabata ready to start, then we need to stop it. Okay, guys, good evening. Let's get the ball rolling. I just thought of sharing this, not just only with you, but with our audience. And everything we would do here. People take a pic, people watch, or you will never know until you are told. You never know who watch you, and this is why we'll be careful on things that we discuss. Let's get the ball rolling here. Quickly, some of the news making headlines. About 250 children being adopted in Nigeria with this whole gang group. It's crazy. The government now sending troops in Kano State, I believe. Here, according to France 2024 president, the president sent troops to rescue more than 250 kidnapped students. Remember with the Boko Haram that even made Jonathan Goodluck today, something. So the old man right there is having a problem. We pray that those people, the military personnel that they have sent to rescue those students, they will do whatever they can do. Guys, good evening. Welcome to the show. Thank you for your commitment. And by the way, we extended an invitation to Professor Asese Lagbozawo, who is also a contributor of this network. He has accepted, even though he told me early this morning, Saturday, but I'm still waiting to confirm that yes, our scholars, educators who have a passion in the field of education, they hope to have a conversation on things that they do not understand. And so he accepted that invitation. Now, while they make him away, we came up making flower. And that's Zavro, so I don't know why he can't make flower with me. Zavro say he coming for you and Amon George and Samson too. Okay.
From Zaza district, we ask a lot of people, the people from Zaza district, they don't run for a fight. We are the crew people, the Lama people. So
you see, Omro, you see where Mr. Roger is saying, hi, LPR team. Where is my veteran labor? You see, no bad boy for a chat. They man, oh, wow. He will come, Rogers. Okay. So, guys, let's have a conversation. Mali says, Koto, good ball. Let me just do this because we got a good acknowledgement from the embassy. The Republic of La Cote d'Ivoire, LPR chief, Abidjan correspondent covers the visit of the president. Let's show you a little bit highlight. and we will have a conversation on some of the news. Let me see here. Oh, let me see. Okay, that's our Lpr-Tv. Just September is based in La Côte d'Ivoire, Abidjan, covers the visit of the president from start to finish. And I think we got a message from the embassy. That's the gentleman there. He's fully accredited with the Ivorian Ministry of Information. And so, I mean, not the people that like system business. I want to thank you so much for the hard work he did for the last 2 days of the president trip in La Côte d'Ivoire. Okay, we maybe we'll go back to it, but it been saying it was white. That was a president visit, but we are getting more details of the president trip from sources. They are yet to be confirmed by the executive mansions or the presidential spokesperson. But from all indications, there are a lot of things working. You know, when I say working day, it means you're supposed to go back that same day. But guess what? That did not happen. We are getting some other tip-offs why it didn't happen and why the president. But guys, let's have a conversation here. June Malice, let's hear from you. Which city is behind you there? So is that Chicago or where? Or Lofa County?
The latest village in Lofa County. I think it started when the rescue team started hitting corners, you know. So like some good things are happening.
Oh, okay, great. Okay.
Yeah.
So
but anyway, I first of all want to take this time to extend my congratulations. I mean my appreciation to Emma George, who were among 8 other persons that witnessed my dissertation defense today. And I want to thank God for giving us the grace to go there. And after 8.5 years of...
We need to edit the name right now? Or
What do you mean?
should I make an edit right now to the name? Yes.
Oh, no, we are not really in competition right now. I think that's why I even told some of my doctoral colleagues today. I said, well, it's not the title, but the substance and what we have to offer. How can we transform some of the doctoral credential into a useful instrument that will benefit people? I think that's where I'm coming from today, and these were some of the statements I made. And I want to thank Emma George, who from the panelists show up today, and it was a good thing, and I appreciate him for showing up. So going forward now, the graduation is set for May 18. Then we'll take it from there finally. But I just want to thank God to everybody that blessed the occasion, including the laborer who has always kept me in his prayer. With all his jumping here and there, one good thing I know, he has Jesus in his corner. And even when he opened this program, he opened his show. That's the only part I like about his show. He invoked the Father, you know. Other than that, nothing else I like about that show. And I want to thank you for liking Jesus Christ.
Right.
Yeah. So what on my list today is like is the issue of the tenure position. I think it's reaching to an embarrassing level right now. People going, they can't take their seat. Administration there telling people to go back. We got to hear from the president. It even happened at NASCO. This guy went, and the executive director there traveled to the United States, and he left a message, a mandate behind that whosoever come here, they should hear from Joseph Boakai before the person take over. You know, these things are embarrassing. 3 days ago again, our man, Dr. Emmanuel K. Ure Yakwawolo, went to EPA, and Dr. Tapper is telling him, oh man, in fact, we're not going to dance around here. would dance to the Supreme Court. Now he was able to send his complaint to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court had already put an injunction on him. He cannot take over now until they go into the case. So where I'm coming from now, panelists, is this. It's reaching an embarrassing point. You know, you can't get a presidential credential in your hand and you're going for office. You can't take the office. You know, it's too disgraceful to me. So I'm coming from the background where I think the Unity Party-led government should do its own work properly. Get the thing resolved behind closed door before people marching up to get to the offices. Yes, that's why I see as embarrassment. You see? Yes.
Just hold it there, let the other folks give their own headlines, and then we're going to go to Abe Cotto. Let's hear you.
My own concern is today we saw the president went to Ivory Coast to have a working day, and what actually from his visitation, the list of events or things that he went to cover up there, what struck me most was when he talked about electricity was about to be shut down. I was like, disturbed about that, because right now you can see Monrovia is dark, and I've been there for the past time I was there. People were suffering from the heat because the electricity situation there is so bad. And I hope that, what negotiation or agreement they may have come up with will be successful for our people. Because without electricity, the economic situation will also not be favorable, because based on electricity in the country, that will encourage more investors to come in the country. You cannot invest in a country without electricity. It has an impediment on security and on production, and all of these things can lead to the poor economic system. So I was just glad about that.
Okay, Mr. Goya. Electricity appointments with our proper according to Dr. Jones, and I want to say, Dr. Jones, congratulations. This is something you marry, you fought hard. I wish all of us could be there, but as you know, their country here, sometimes it becomes like a horse race. But it's good to at least Lpr our representative, Amos George, even though at least, he gave Gustav may power, but at least the other one, yeah, he did a good. So congratulations, and your work with followed when the graduation program, we will do everything possible to catch up with that day. So, Mr. Goya.
Yeah.
Let's hear you.
First of all, congratulations, Dr. Mali. Although, it's going to be, I can't just be praising you and not take a shot. Was this thing a Susu invitation where you invited some people and didn't invite other people? That girls will keep you on the network now, man.
There you go.
So you must have from the same country. You leave me, you joke, you go back country, you picking. Mali, the thing we thought it over kitting it over gig. But congratulations to you, my brother. I know what it means to do a PhD. I know the rigor, I know the time commitment and the intellectual commitment and the stress and everything that goes with that. Congratulations for completing. My hats off to you. I am honorably happy to know you as a PhD. Thank you, my brother. But we still argue every day. Now, having said that, and by the way, now when you talk about building better, we're always tied to a PhD, and we care about to people that we tie only to PhD to people. And that's about better being now.
Mr. Sister, I just want to make one point of correction.
Yeah.
Because this thing is academic,
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are listening and waiting now. By the time we get to Liberia, we'll make a lot of research. Yes.
You were from Martin calling the country, right? Okay.
So it is Doctor of Education.
There you go. There you go.
So let Martin Collins and all his allies.
ED, okay.
Yes. And the issue of not inviting other people are actually, I divided the group into
No,
just listen now.
We made a plan. We're not making peace tonight.
No, another group.
You have a truck there in Lofa County.
No, let me just say that.
We made a plan.
No, another group is going for the graduation.
So you dividing this
for the education defense. Yes.
Oh my man, Mr. So we the cowboy there. We're not going to go in front of go see it.
No, but say that is the meat. That's the meat elephant there.
It's a metal. We power bring and smoke. Get let you know that thing.
See how he stabilized the whole conversation. Quickly he could recover. Oh yeah. All right.
No, but on a serious note, Dr. is a big deal, my brother. I'm just messing with you, but congratulations. We will find a way. Let us know ahead of time. We will show up. We will dance. We'll put the lapa down because that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Nobody can minimize that in any way. That is a definite big deal, my brother. Next is this is the Women's Day. Happy Women's Day to all women in Liberia, our own sisters on this platform. Women are change agents. Some people grind publicly, other people grind privately. But we all have stories of women who, had it not stood up, we wouldn't be where we are today. So I want to say to other women out there, we might not be the best human beings or the best human partners, but we exist because you are wonderful people and you are still. So congratulations to you today. Then tomorrow we'll go back to talking Tabatabo, but today I enjoy it. So having said that, I think Koto she just want chunk something on me today, but I'm far away from it. So having said that though, my concern, we're waiting for tomorrow, so I'm not talking about MCSS people today. By the way, I made 2 corrections to the website. They gave Sonita last name and told the other women and that. But
I agree with you because I went there, I didn't see certain things.
Oh, yeah, okay, thank you. But if I know, I can remember that. So I will wait for tomorrow.
Something else.
No, we'll be singing the song. That's my play. We buy for the MCSF. Okay, I will not talk about MCSF today. But having said that, though, I think the issue matter is racing. I think we can spend over 3 shows discussing it. I think the issue culture is racing. Also, lays in what I'm thinking about beyond the MCSF. But we're looking at the whole scope of education in Liberia. Dr. Jala, the minister, her layout, we've been watching her. I watched her confirmation. I went back to when she worked for the UN system in Liberia. She did a whole study on what it looks like to try to get Liberia's education system moving and running, and that would depend heavily on the availability of electricity. Because I was just listening to a program where there are refugees that fled Gaza and other places where they've been doing education and having these things just pushed out on WhatsApp. Educators just push it up on WhatsApp, and these women are playing it for their children. And the research shows that kids that are in kindergarten, that are kids of kindergarten age, they have learned so much that they're even beyond some of their counterparts that have been going to school, and kids are just learning off WhatsApp. Right, so those are some of the things we hope that the new government will try to look into on how can we be innovative, how can we push education to the hinterland, to the most remote, the remotest part of our country, and how we can lift everybody up. But again, congratulations, Dr. Miley Jones, ED, and congratulations to you, Koto, Women's Day today.
Okay, let's welcome. Mr. Collins is the same political analyst of the Liberia Public Radio, Minnesota politician, by the way. So say the liberal, I don't know how he always inserts stereotype. Okay, Collins, good evening, welcome.
Yeah, good evening to the panel, and welcome to Ms. So and to everybody, and to Sis Koto I want to say Happy Women's Day celebration. And also to Mr. Malik, I want to say congratulations in advance on your new doctorate, you know, position.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
But Mr. So, one thing we have to start
But
getting this of doing here. Sorry for cutting you off. I thought my brother was done, but people have to be sharing the show. We have to start telling
Yeah.
people. I just found out and I subscribe that we do have a subscribe button. When you're looking, when you're watching the show, it looks like a heart. It looks like a black heart. If you click on it, you can subscribe. You can subscribe to pay 99 cents or whatever it is, just to help the show. So if you're coming on like Brown Public Radio and you appreciate the candor, you appreciate the intellectual exchanges we have here, you appreciate that this is not where we come to talk tabata, just share is the minimum thing you can do, and you can also subscribe to the show. So I just want
Yeah.
to plug in.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. For some reason, I don't know who took our stars away, but anyway, that one on Facebook. But that subscription, they are giving us the authority. As the page grow, real organic, not the funny thing. Then they give you that option, and that's the. You guys know us here. We are not a type that always throw cash out. Not that we don't have cash out, but Zelle. Everybody here have, even the network have it, but we maintain our position. There will come a time we want to show something tangible where we reach a certain point to say give to. So that's another way of giving. Not saying that's huge, that's plenty, that's a lot. You work for it. So like sister said, do it. And there are other people sometimes they call me that they don't see it. It's sometimes if your notification triggers, go to the live video, you click on it, there will be a drop down options. You want to click the one that says all notification. When you go to select, it's just going to give you an option, whatever comes, that's it. But you want to hit the all notification. Lpr in Liberia, in Cote d'Ivoire, here, USA, when it comes on, trust me, you will get that immediate notification. Mr. Collins, thank you. Sorry for that interruption, but it's good to share those information. Let's bring you in here. You are a new freak like myself, always there. And I kind of appreciate your honesty in recent time. And you have been there, except the Liberal tried to manipulate, to throw you on his side, and for which you're trying to keep distant. But I would accommodate you. Let's listen to, I'm not sure where I got Malik Coin of this sort of appointment with this 10U cultural race and value coin as well, said added up to A. Well, let's hear you. I will bring in my own talking point and we'll try to go into those conversation as usual. What is your own press button issue? What do you think that we need to talk about?
well, I think my press button issue may not be what we really need to talk about, but I think it's an issue of concern that have to do with the burning of homes in Liberia. It's becoming very rampant, and I don't think proper investigation is being done, all right, on the cause of the burnings, especially you having fire services in the place. They don't know what to do. They don't have, I don't know if they have real expertise to be able to evaluate the fire and give us an analysis on how are these homes burning. Churches are burning, schools are burning, homes are burning, and it's alarming. So I think we need to look at that. And also, the issue of the electricity concern in Liberia, is becoming overwhelming. And the president went to, to Ivory Coast. There is not much details given to the Liberian people as regarding why is it there is inconsistency in the electricity. I was listening to OKFM the other day, and there was an allegation that was raised by the guy, and he said that the government, part of the reason why electricity is not being met, is not stable, is because the government is owing LEC a huge amount of money that they're refusing to talk about. So I don't know why the government can make a position statement in regards to what everybody is crying about the heat. And when it's hot in Liberia, it's hot. And even though we're not there, we're in a comfortable position. But let us put ourselves in the position of those people in Liberia, what they're really going through right now. So I think with these two concerns, I think Liberia is really concerning to me, in as much as we talking about the war and economic crimes court. Those things will take place at 1 or 2 years from now. But what is the burning issue that is on the table now? I think that is what Ambassador Barker needs to address.
Okay. We're gonna practicalize things we learn now. We're gonna make a use of time here. So we're gonna make sure observe our time to chip in each and every one concerned talking point, so that we can scramble it. Let me welcome Dr. Francis Kennewood Richardson, one of resource women on the Spunt network, putting time, energy to resources. Despite of people basic engagement, we say to that happy Women's Day and welcome on LPR. So this is what I'm going to be going. My attention is being drawn to this access recovery program, which is huge. And we are not getting information because our guy is based in Abidjan, who also took an extensive coverage. We are not getting other folks close, yet unconfirmed. The executive manager has not spoken to that effect. But the president of Vesina is beyond this electricity issue. First and foremost, when they're going for, somebody say they are going for one day working visit. Working day is what it should be, a 1 day go, do whatever you can do and come back. But we are not hearing sources close and familiar to what is happening to a lot conversations prompted the president overstayed, and there were a lot of discussions. Obviously, that will not come up in the news cycle. Former government officials' investment in La Cote d'Ivoire is huge. But in order for the government of Liberia to get full access and they must be able to coordinate with their counterpart to get over this. We're going to come to that. And looking at the committee, the caliber of people that are there, the head of that committee is no, he's well familiar with those folks, the outgoing administrations. So that is a trigger point right there as to why this is so important. So let's start with Mali Jones, and we're going to take time from that. We go to other Mali Jones. Why should we? Where is the disconnect coming from? So what needs to be done by the ruling establishment? What are they not doing? Is it that the violations? This is why now we're seeing injunction being placed on Dr. Yabaro. We're seeing what is going on with NASCO and all of that. Where is the disconnect coming from?
Before we get to that, I just want to go back to, Koto laid a very good premise here that maybe I would like to add on a little bit. I know we'll go to her, but this government is a young government. This government is striving hard to build its national and international image. So this government need to be very careful to put something under control as quickly as possible. One, the issue of demonstration. If there is news about demonstration, if the government can try hard to put it under control, it will be to their advantage because it's too early. Two, the issue of electricity. You see, there are so many big projects the government is talking about. And the government is not focusing, maybe it's focusing on tabletop issue, like high cost of living, reducing prices down. I think this is what bulk of the people are really looking at. Those big things, they will come. But the little thing, I think the government need to focus there, and especially on the image building things that will undermine it, I think the government need to pay more attention to it. Stopping current now, trust me, it's going to trickle so many things in our town. You see? So I hope we won't go that direction. However, back to the tenure issue. Before Joseph Baga came to power, he knew about this tenure issue. It's an open secret. It has a constitutional aspect to it. It has a contractual aspect to it. So my suggestion here is, if we are appointing Terry to go to the tenure position, behind closed door, let's do all our homework. So when Terry get down there, he'll be able to sit down and do his job. But just giving Terry the presidential appointment instrument, okay, you're supposed to go to NASCO. You go to NASCO, the director traveled to the United States. He left a note there with the acting director saying that any new person that come here, You should talk with the president first. We got to hear from the president before that person take office. The man presented his letter. He read it and all. They said, no, we got to hear from Joseph Boakai. So to me, these type of things, I think they are a bit embarrassing. Yes. So we should do our closed door arrangement, everything. And when we find out that there's a problem, they say that we got to go to court. Don't send the people there to go and sit down. You can confirm them. They can still be sitting down, but they shouldn't go there. Because Yakpa today, Alain, he even visited that place twice. At one point, he couldn't even enter the building. The next point, the Supreme Court had to call him, according to sources. So all these things, to me, they are embarrassing. Let's try to do our homework behind closed doors. If it doesn't work, the person should not go there. That's where I'm really coming from.
Okay, since you introduced this, we can all scramble over A and then we transition to another person's on the argument. Since let me not go to today I'll come to you. Today is Women's Day, so you'll bear with me here. She is here.
And Peace Day. I say and Peace Day.
Oh boy.
Because you see, Sister Tato, I don't want no fight tonight. MC is Inspector General.
My man. Who gave you that title?
No.
We checking it. The person violence. I don't know the of course over violence. The violence taken by force. We're taking it by force.
So you now want Zanzankawa position again?
No, the interim position here. That's not going. You see, I never talk about 10-year positions. It's like a 10-year position. I can't.
You want to become vice inspector, the MCSA inspector general.
I want for Supreme Court to rule first on a 10-year position before I go have my hands out. That's like about a 10-year position.
This guy, you're lucky yourself. Okay, let's go to Koto. We're going to take it by piecemeal. Mali may point. Do you have anything to add to what Mali saying? Is that something that I thought? Is it embarrassing?
Yes, I actually agree with Mari on this. It's actually embarrassing. And I think actually, like he already said, that something should be done about it. Because it's not good, like what we saw to NASCON. And I mean, all of the ministers, you saw the senators, and the high profiles. You even saw the chairman, and the Unity Party high profile was there, and we saw that was actually disgracing.
Right.
And I thought that is not unique. Whatever should be done before the appointee can go to the appointed site. Because you go there, if these problems are persistent, I mean, it brings some embarrassment to the government. I think they should see, they should find some solution to this. If it is that these people are not to be there, whatever reprimand they have for them, let them provide. Or whatever agreement they will come to, let them get to that agreement term and agree upon before they can send the newly appointed, officials there. Otherwise, it's very embarrassing. I thought it was disgracing, actually, when that incident, especially at the NACOM. I didn't see Yakwaro's home, but at the NASCOM one I saw, very, very embarrassing. You saw the senators and everybody sitting there, they were like head bowed. They couldn't say anything because the writing was not done. Okay? And let the writing be done. For me, I think I actually agree with Barry on that.
All right. So, Terry, when this whole about cheering squad, when someone is going to take office, you see senators, you see ministers abandoning their official duty to see what are regulations of prices and everything stabilized. Senators are supposed to be doing their work, looking at different. So when this whole thing started, that when one person going to take office, other ministers about we whine, we complain of George. We are taking minister every day up and down our feet to go stand up beating drum when they should be doing their work. That's how it starts. Where are this coming from now? And that NASCO thing, it was absurd. It was ridiculous. I mean, for God's sake, maybe if he alone had gone there, it wouldn't get public attention as it is. But when you saw Senator, party chairman, come on. You're supposed to be setting a NPA. What are you going to do down there?
Yeah, I think it was embarrassing, to be honest. And yeah, so I don't know, but I don't think they are faring appropriately. And I think the president, they had a statement all the last time we were discussing it on the show, and they said they were going to look into the tenure position, and the president was to be advised accordingly. But I don't think, and they never got back to the public as to if or not the president was advised accordingly. So I think these things are not appropriate. It's not supposed to be happening. And to be honest with you, the chairman for Unity Party is not my man. That's why I told you the last time. I said I'm not a UPIS. I'm not a UPIS. I support Ambassador Boka. Because I think the chairman does not understand politics, especially Liberian politics. I think he's ignorant still to the modus operandi of the Liberian politics. And it will take time to really grow and get vested or get involved, intertwined. People will say, oh, the man won election, blah, blah, blah. So the man know politics. No, that's not how politics is done in Liberia. You taking all the entourage with the senator, I think that was Senator Moyi or so, and going there. It was embarrassing. You embarrassed the government.
Two senators
all right?
Two senators.
It was very embarrassing. So I really did not look at, when I saw that thing, I just refused not to look at it. But I think Ambassador Boka needs to address some of these mayhem because it's reflecting on his capacity to lead. So I think that those things need to be considered. Otherwise, you're giving upper hand to the opposition to claim to get points on you, and you don't want to be doing that.
You don't want to be doing that. Let me bring in Sisse here. Sisse, there are other things creeping into my factory in now, and they're saying the same prevention is better than cure. We scramble with one on George Weah. It's said that there's a quick fix attitude this government is trying to do, give a good impression out there we can get things done at once. Multiple things going on. Committees were set up to get some reports. Committee was set up to get some findings. They are yet to come. What government is huge, government is big, so a lot of things can go on. But are they doing too much, so quick, so fast, to produce some sort of result to the public? Is that what leading to what we are having right now?
I don't know what you mean by what you are having right now, but we're talking about a national government. And you're talking about it doing too much too quick. This is not the 10th grade B, how to call it, student government in 10-2. This is the national government. We have people who are versed in so many other places, and there has to be multiple projects and multiple things going on at the same time. So I don't know what you mean by doing too much too soon. As a matter of fact, I think they're doing too little. But look, I have a different point of view on the issues of what happened at NASCO and what happened, what is going on with tenure. Last time when we raised that here, Collins and I had this conversation, and we're looking at what they should go to. And I said we're going to advise the president, and the president is going to continue doing what he's doing. The president has legal advisors. He now has a justice minister, and if he's advised that the issue of tenure can be challenged, that is the best thing they did. Why should a certain government go behind the scene to go negotiate with somebody who say,
right,
I can't move from here? The best way to do it is what happened. If you think that there are loopholes in the law and there are gaps in the law, you go ahead and you appoint, and then let the Supreme Court be the final arbiter. And the Supreme Court decide whether the issue of tenure can be, whether there are situations that people can be removed from their positions, and whether those people that were being removed already violated that. We need a law. The law is the law, like my man Benedict can say. So you just have to go to the Supreme Court, because right now it looks like that whole tenure thing has a lot of loopholes. And for me, for the left part of me, I don't see why the current legislature, after experiencing this piece, because remember, before Joseph Boakai took office, when the last legislature was doing the inventory of laws that they have passed, this tenure piece came up. And as it turned out, there were some positions that they were supposed to strip tenure from, and they were going to conference committee with the House, and somehow that died somewhere, and Abbott and Chair did not tell his team about it. So we have to have the Supreme Court to rule on it. For me, I really don't see an issue with that. What I actually do see as a positive is that you had senators sitting and you had other people went there to take position. And somebody saying, somebody who in the USA, if you ain't here for the president, man, I get a place, and nobody acted violently. Had that been our cousin then from under the sycamore tree, they were going to be grabbing people and choking them through the window and say, you can't sit down here.
So, hold on one second. Did I hear you say somebody didn't act violent? What you wanted them to do?
I just told you, I said, my brother from the sycamore tree that can be choking people outside.
What?
The one who fought with their landlord. The one who opened a how they call it, a technical vocational school, all the people there. But having said that, I mean, I see that as progress. That we are treating people.
Keto will soon come for you.
That Keto can here with you. We're paying 500,000 now for them here. We're treating people humanely and we're allowing people to go to court. The issue with Emmanuel Yakwaulo, if you watch, they actually allow him to take over. I don't know what the professor was not in the country, but he was at EPA.
Yeah,
and the EPA folks, the employees actually had a turnover program that Councilor one of my former standard bearer Gonglo was at. So they allow it to happen, and then he came back later and said, no, now they're making us go back. So I think all of these things is a good thing. It's a test of our democracy because the Supreme Court has to rule. And then once the Supreme Court rules, then those loopholes now have to be fixed by the current legislature. Remember, this president is proceeding on precedents that the last government did. We keep talking about this. There were people in tenure positions that were removed. So we want the Supreme Court to rule so all of us can understand that. And if the Supreme Court rules that the Joseph Boakai administration is wrong for appointing people into those positions, then they should not go further. They should allow those people to remain in their positions. We cannot allow the Supreme Court to rule and we go against it. So for me, I hope when they go to the Supreme Court, they have to take whatever the ruling is. If they say Joseph Boakai is right, then those other people got to go. But if they say the other people are right, then Joseph Boakai and his group got to wait for the people time to pass. Now, one of the things I have to question, and then I'll stop really quick, is because it comes back to one of the things I've been talking about. Reverend Luther Tapper was at that event. Was he there as chairman of Unity Party or is he there as member of the board? Who was paying him at that time that he was over there? That's why I keep saying the Unity Party people, all of your people that have elected position in Unity Party, you should not take presidential appointment without resigning one of your positions. Amos Luther Tapper are coming for 2 years. Let me finish with MCSS first. Y'all will have to get to your position or you'll stay with the party. We cannot pay y'all to do party work on our time. We need to rescue the country. We need all hands on deck 24/7. We're not paying to do part-time job.
Moderator, before you come in, can I ask say one question?
No, sure.
Okay.
I thought you said a peace day today.
This is a peaceful question.
Okay.
We'll see.
You got free. You can ask any question to the no plan. You get free.
Okay.
It's not guaranteed with him.
Yeah.
So don't
From your presentation, so are you saying that it should be a case between the appointees, the institution you go into, and the court? Because I'm asking the question, the Associate Justice Yusuf Kaba, he did not place the injunction order on the government. He placed it on the individual. So it's not between the Supreme Court and Joseph Boakai government. It's between me who got a letter coming to that office and the court. So my question now here is this. You think it's a good idea the president had done this appointment? My argument here is that wait, sister, don't go. We're going to do all our research, and if it means that we'll go to court, when time ready, when we go to court, everything settled down, we will not tell you to go in. I think that's where I'm coming from.
But I believe that they already done their research. And I want to trust that Joseph Boakai will not be sending people over there without, what do you mean no?
So, but
I'm trying to agree with you.
Associate Justice
Yeah,
Is it
so
order
hold
on
on,
the
Mr.
individual?
Yeah, hold on, Mr. Malik.
Yeah.
The president has legal advisors.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time this thing came out, Terrence on the show that day, right, when we said the president said he would listen to advice of his
Right.
legal team, and he would come back and he was saying that's a sign of weakness. I said, no,
Yeah.
it's good for him to listen and see what he's going to do. And he still did not withdraw those appointments. That means
Right.
he's conferred with his legal team, and they think they have a case. Now, when we make that judgment is when they go to the Supreme Court and they don't present any strong case, then we say, okay, they were on a bias situation. But I think the reason why the injunction was placed on an individual and not the government is because it's very difficult to place an injunction on the entire government. There is somebody that is going there. It's almost like I was just telling my wife a few days ago I was deposed, right? In my district, people say some children didn't get advanced learning and other children didn't get access to advanced learning. And because I'm the director of math and it was a math thing, they sued me by extension of district. So I had to have lawyers come and put camera in my face to depose me, right? I didn't do anything, but that's my position. So I think what is happening here is Yusuf Kaba is trying to be strategic and say, you were the one going to that place. We're telling you cannot take this seat as an injunction on you. So then he now is going to go back to Hussein, and that person now will be the one to go to court and say, look, you go to court and let Supreme Court rule on whether your position that we give to you, we had a right to give that to you or not. But I really love this though, Mr. Mali. Dr. Mali, don't get me wrong. I love what is happening because I want to see what the Supreme Court finally says about this. I also wanted to see, sadly, we didn't see that an impartial Supreme Court, what would I say about the removal of one of the justices? So for me, I think going forward, a test of our democracy has to be, we test all of our laws. When we think there are ambiguity, we go to court. My only clarion call is that I hope when we go to court and the court rules, the Supreme Court rules as the final arbiter, there should not be any government that say Supreme Court rule ignoring it. We can disagree with it, but we have to enforce the rulings of the Supreme Court. That's just my one piece.
Okay, yeah, I think that's it. So basically, we are seeing all sectors of government. We're seeing now the legislature, very basic, the executive carrying out appointment. The judiciary now, they are not sitting down. They are not doing anything. They are working for their money, correct? Okay, let's share. Is there anybody who wants to speak on this before we go back to Koto on a point? So Koto, let's recap again. What was your concern?
Yeah, it was about the president visit to Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast. Why is so significant?
Yes, and I talk about the significant one, even though all of them actually were very important, but the main one that attracted my attention was this electricity issue. He mentioned that they were at a point of cutting the electricity off. And as we all know, the importance of electricity in a country, coming to that point of shutting it down, I thought it was a serious issue. And as he has gone there, according to him, they have had negotiation and discussion on the extension. And I thought that was very important because if you have a government running right down and they have to shut electricity down, that will bring a serious issue on the government at this early stage. And I thought that was what I caught from this trip, even though all of the aspects there were very important. You saw they talk about maintaining the bilateral relationship, that have been there since 1961, their election into a state, and the agricultural process, and also they talk about the peace, the security issues, because we have common borders, and many times we saw that our war even derived from Ivory Coast. So all of those issues were issues that he went to see how they can, discuss these issues. And we know about our trade system between the Ivory Coast and Liberia, how there are goods and services, between the two countries. And so he talked about all of these things, that these are things that he went to discuss with the government. And so many things. He also talked about because they are part of the Minor Railroad Union, and the Minor Railroad Union is kind of like dying down. They needed to do work together to reactivate the Minor Railroad Union. And I thought those were issues, but really it was the electricity issue that struck me. I was shocked that they were about to, shut the electricity down.
Okay, so let me bring in Terry here to chime in, Malit, and then Sissy before we can go to their point. So, Terry, do you think the interventions, immediate and prompt interventions of the president going in there to sit with his counterpart, that could be bring little sort of relief and take it revisit because the government of Liberia we owe him beaucoup money in Creole say. So if you don't pay your bill, they disconnect you. These people were the sparse government, these West African power pools, they were to build up. They make some sort of provisions. Guess what? I think only one is in Ghana. Whatever the day go one know, everything was diverted, and Guinea and Sierra Leone end up being going. So they gave you the opportunity because what they were doing, they knew very well our hydro plant, it was in a terrible shape. It couldn't produce it used to be. So these hubs were going to be used as a distribution center for different localities and cities and all of that. But people, whatever thing, but I'm telling you, and we will get to know, it's not just only the shutting down of the electricity. The other thing that happened that is not coming on camera and things that went off very shortly, we will get to know. But do you think the visit of the president will sort of stabilize the situations and whatever? Because I saw the way all of them are working, having, drama too. He's a cool guy. Hey, like, hey man, the old man can come here. I think I can put a man in darkness, man. Using his Air Ivoire plane. Come on, you don't want to put in the plane and then go, then Ralphie go off again. So that's going to bring some potential relief, my guess. I'm not sure whether that's going to happen. Good move by the president to go in there directly and not sending a proxy. But he goes there to say, hey, this is what I meant. It's a mess. But hey, you can help. You can do something. Cote d'Ivoire supplying and other places and stuff. That company, the working in Guinea, in Sierra Leone, and other places. Good move by the president.
Certainly, Mr. So I think that was proactive. And with the lashing of the Spoon Network that telling the president that he should fire this person, fire that person, and the president did not listen to all that, he decided to do the right thing to go and because you must also understand that who knows, maybe Samuel Twe made Ratara angry the more, President Ratara, because by saying that Liberia is supplying current to articles and all the kind of thing. So all the kind of thing can agitate, because one of the things that we don't understand, especially we in Liberian politics, we don't know that everything we say and post on the social media, the international world is watching. All right. So as a result, we just think that but campaign, we can just say anything and it goes, especially a government making certain kind of pronouncement that within yourself does not commensurate with the reality. That may have agitated articles enough to say, you know what, we're not going to send current over there, because when I was in articles traveling from Danane to Abidjan, in the villages, we saw electricity.
Yes.
Then Samuel Twe is telling the people that we're supplying current to them. So I don't get all those kind of things, and you're trying to score political points so you feel you can say anything. So I think Ambassador Boka was proactive enough to go over there right away and beg, because that begging he went to do is not anything about, I come in like giant and we come in tall like man to man. No, I come in to beg you to say, Papa, we beg you, please give us current. I think that was what you were doing. And also, I saw him also going to the Liberian community at the embassy. And I want to say kudos to your guy there. It was very, very great. I think you guys were the only person that were broadcasting what was going on in Ivory Coast. The reception was also very, very good from from the president. I saw a very good reception that showed a positive sign that, hey, we are willing to work with you. And that was great. I saw the president going to the embassy to speak to the Liberian community. That was also a great move and all of that. But one thing I also want to put in before you go to the next stage, I think Gregor Coleman is my friend. I know him very well, and I really admire his work. I know how efficient and effective he is. But I think that don't bribe the police is not appropriate. I think it shows a bad sign for us, especially with international community coming in the country, people coming traveling in and out. With that particular statement over there, does not show a good reflection on your police force. So I think you need to remove that. Don't bribe the police. What are you saying? What are you insinuating? Are you saying that our police is corrupt? Is that the kind of picture you're painting out to the international community and people who come in the country?
So let me
Are
ask
you going to build those booths all over the country and put
So,
that don't bribe the police all over the country everywhere? I don't think that was a great move, Mr.
okay, so
So.
Terry, quickly here, you don't think that's a great move? The police in Liberia, are they corrupt?
Well, police everywhere in the world is corrupt.
I'm
It
not.
depends on which day. It depends on what's going on. If you're giving me $150 US every month, money that I am using in America to buy my daughter's shoe, then you don't expect me to be when I have to pay my children's school fees and all of that. So you can, and even if the police were the worst corrupt police in the whole world, you don't want to send that reflection on them, knowing very well that they are the ones you're depending on to carry on the operation.
I thought we want quickly. I got to pay for it. I thought we said we need an open society, open, transparent government. When the police does it wrong,
Mr. So you're a bad man. So the the transparency is to put on a boot. Don't bribe the police. Is that how we?
I'm just asking the question. I'm just asking because you are sending another message. Say, you know what? Come on. I love you. If people do anything, even though they do it, don't talk it. It's okay. Let them go ahead to do it. That's you try to shoot something.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't talk about it. Talking about it is good. But who are you talking about it to? Because take for example, you put on the back of the police uniform, don't bribe the police.
Is that why on the police uniform?
No, that one on the police boot. It's almost like on the police uniform because it's painted on the boot.
But yeah, is the thing though. There are other ways to communicate to people. The visual aspect, the boot, the poem, that's another symbolic way of saying, look, we are against this as a government, as an institution, police institution. It is unacceptable. We know what we're paying you is little or nothing, but do not compromise the security of the state.
Mr. So I think by approaching it in a different way, we have been much better. There are many other nomenclatures that you can put on the boot that will reflect a responsible police. But when you put don't bribe the police.
Example of what? What would be the nomenclature example besides do not bribe?
Example, the police is a respectable organization. You understand? The police is a respectable organization. The police is responsible for life and property. The police is responsible to protect you. Those are good words you can put on the boot. But when you put on the boot, don't bribe the police, it sends a different signal to other guys that are coming in. Oh, does it mean that the police in the country is corrupt? That's the first thing that will come to my mind as an international guest coming into the country. And just imagine that boot is going to be posted all over Monrovia. So is that the kind of signal we're going to be giving our international guests? Don't bribe the police. Then I'm going to get afraid. I see on the boot, don't bribe the police. So the first thing that comes to mind is this police corrupt to the extent that the way they will communicate to the public is that to put big sign on the police door, don't bribe the police. I think that was inappropriate.
Inappropriate. This is how we protect our own alligator, and who rides the back of the alligator goes into the belly. Yeah, we are, and that's the beauty of this network. The diversity of opinions of views.
Terry, I know recently the way the police were acting. I say I'm in a car and my son is driving. They're leaving my son coming right there to me, asking for money. I mean, they're doing it broadly, not even in a hidden mood. I think those are some of the things they should put and let them stop it.
Because but will that stop it?
As soon as they come, I will show them a sign on the boot. Look there, you know? Yes, okay. that would be educated them.
Sissy, I saw you
at a boot.
Sissy, I saw some sort of like discomfort, of course, that your Minnesota guy, but I always have different view, which is okay. Yeah, Terry said we shouldn't say it, we shouldn't illustrate it, we shouldn't make it visible. I know a Brad police here before. I know sometimes they ask her, but sometimes you gotta make something visible to them so that when that will serve as a reminder, you do not need to do that. It's not just what only you are taking, but it is the integrity of the institution is being infringed. Let me hear from you.
He said, Jehema, he said. So I am.
Yeah. And you get calling on your house?
Yeah. Look, in Liberia, there are a lot of signboards everywhere, anti-corruption, about people paying their taxes. Everywhere. Don't steal. It's everywhere. Anytime. It's still there. So when we're saying the message that our government officials are corrupt, when you go to the restaurant, I just remember, you go to these restaurants and you go to the restrooms. Terry, you should start paying attention to that. Usually on the door will say, employees must wash their hands before returning. So are they trying to say that the employee, they don't wash their hands usually when they poo-poo?
At the restroom. That's why people are supposed to do that.
But what people are supposed to not do that, what they're telling you. It's the same thing. They're not telling you the message now. If I follow your logic, the message I get from what I want to see that now is that they employee, they can poo-poo and get clean and get wash their hands and go back. That the message I'm gonna get. Why would they? I really don't get that.
So the police is supposed to let
me tell you something. In America here, right here in Minnesota, right now you got all these signs on the highway that say buckle up. Right? They look at data. You look at data and you inform your populace. Data is that.
Yeah, but those are signs on the highway, It's not signs on the entity. That's two different things.
You spend your time talking about taba. I already get it. Yeah.
So you can point at one booth like that in the international world.
Yes.
That you have police booth that say
hello. Let's do it one.
Let me get it with you. The issue of drugs in the country at the border, they get it there, right? So they have all these signs everywhere based on what is the prevailing issues. The evidence is glaring that the Liberia National Police is corrupt. It is glaring. Okay. We cannot sit there and lie about it. People accept bribes in Liberia. You know that. And at that very junction, at the year-to-year junction, that is the place the people can put a susu. Everybody know that.
So what about the Senate? They should put don't accept bribe. So the Senate do.
Jerry Lau, if you're talking about that, I mean that you when people are posting things that say, wash your hands and don't put in the water because it's going downstream. We posted that everywhere. We try to tell people they didn't know how to be sanitary. Was that more disgraceful than saying don't bribe the police? Look, man.
Anyway, go ahead.
Evidence is glaring. I think that was a good thing. It is a way to let people know what not to do. At that particular junction, I've passed there so many times. There is nobody that don't want to protect their own. We say you pass to that area junction and you see people asking for bribe, police, or you see people bribing the police to go. Let me give you one last piece. A car ran into my car while I was parked at LRA right down there. The man ran into my car and hit my car. Before I go count down, the police stop him, man. They get it, police money, police let him go. I have to get my own car. So yeah.
So it's not a different way to approach it.
No,
but to put
it's very good. So, my man Rilana, I bet anybody. If you're talking about we're not going back and forth here.
So we need to put that nomenclature on the finance ministry door too.
If you find the officer and tattoo it on their faces, I will pay that money for them or tattoo it on their faces. I don't see that. I don't see. But look, I was really want to talk about something different that you brought a man headache to me. I don't want to deal with that. Here in Pickable, they can have that other conversation. The issue I was going to talk about is the electricity. Look, I think the president proceeded wrongly. The president should have asked our resident genius, hey, the people pay our money back. Our pay our money that we sold, the current we sold today. It didn't pay, they can't call on the current. So we need to go to Samuel 12. The president should have discussed with Samuel 12. And they should have carried Paku and they should have asked the international community to at least let them transfer some money. We'll go to Ivory Coast. Let the people pay our current. I think Ivory Coast or our current, they want to pay But because no Samuel to not in power no more, so they're trying to use also kind of 4-1 now.
Go ask Samuel to for your money.
President, we need to make sure Africa pay our money, the current Samuel to us so to them, along with our target generator, they need to return everything to us. Now, look, here is the bigger issue. Government has been the largest consumer of electricity in Liberia. We know that. As a matter of fact, when I listen to Richardson Dubber, the guy who's taking over at LTA Mobile, they talk about government being the most indebted to the entity. This is not a George Weah thing. This has been going on forever. The Ellington government was the largest consumer and the largest indebted to those entities. There have to be a way to deal with those things. Either the finance ministry pays directly those bills to those entities that those entities are using. LEC gets paid directly from the finance ministry for what is being used at the mansion, at the justice, at the Temple of Justice, and at the legislature, and at all government functionaries that they pay directly. And the LTA, the mobile gets paid directly to LTA Mobile. If we don't pay our debt, if the government credits and don't pay, how do you expect this semi-autonomous or autonomous agency to even be self-sufficient? Because these are entities that are supposed to be raising enough money to be able to take care of their own expenses. How do I pay my employees if I'm the head of LEC? If the government owes us more money, they can pay, and you can't disconnect the executive mansion. You can't disconnect the Temple of Justice or the Defense Ministry or the Liberian National Police. You can't do that. And so what ends up happening? You start to ration power. So I think if the government can start to pay its debt, find a way to make sure that money is paid directly from the finance ministry to those entities, I think that'll be one of the biggest things. And the last thing here, though, is that, and this is one of the things that frustrates me with Liberian leadership. They come to this country, we take them around. They see these innovative ideas. We take them to these places and they go to Liberia and die. We've taken elected officials here in Brooklyn Park in Minnesota. The solar farm run by the police station, run by the city hall. For the last 3 to 4 years, the police department and the city hall has not been on the city grid. They've been having a power generated from the solar farm. And we show those solar farms to senators, to presidential candidates, and they all are aware of it. When will we get to the point where the executive mansion will be on a different grid and generating its own power from a solar source or from a wind turbine right down there behind the executive mansion? When are we going to go into that and start begging for power, going to Ivory Coast and begging people to give up power? For me, I think it's time that we start to be innovative and start to use the resources we got.
Okay. I think, Mali, have you spoken on this?
No.
Okay. So let's hear. What's your side of the story?
Yeah, I think everyone has got some valid point here. But when Joseph Boakai, President Boakai, want to meet his big brother, who is 82, by the way, I think it was a sign of being proactive. But again, Sister brought in another valid point. Hereafter, the president cannot sit down in Liberia. The president cannot sit down in Liberia for 3 things to happen right now. He can't sit down in Liberia for rice to run out. He got to be proactive on that. The president cannot sit down in Liberia for electricity to run out when George Weah left electricity there. That would not be a good PR for him. The president cannot sit down in Liberia right now for the high prices of commodity to keep going out. These are the areas that deal with larger population in Liberia. And the aspect that deal with the larger population in Liberia, the president got to be on top of that. Okay? So he going there was proactive. But to also support a sister issue, is he prepared now to come out with a presidential mandate? Every ministry, every institution in Liberia there have got miscellaneous. They have got miscellaneous budget. Okay, is he prepared to tell these people to pay their bills from the miscellaneous? This is what Joseph Barker needs to do right now. And besides that, Joseph Barker needs to audit the electricity company. LEC need to be audited. The 4 place that they name, that should have been one of the places for the audit to really go. Because a lot of things I understand from unconfirmed sources happening in our LEC place there. Okay, it needs to be audited. I hope you will follow through on that. Lastly, the management in that place there has to be replaced. It will really want thing to move us smoothly. That management has to be replaced. And I learned the president being tapped late on replacing the management in LEC and even causing some overall in the United Party. Why is it that they can replace these people down there? You see? So the institution, the ministry, the corporation, they have all got miscellaneous CEO. So let it go into the miscellaneous coffer and pay their bills. They shouldn't just be riding like that. When they ride like that, everybody will start riding like that. And we need electricity everywhere.
So
And lastly,
I just wanted to add something on what Mr. Marty just said.
let him finish away. I think he's saying lastly, so something
yeah.
still comes.
And lastly, to panelists, Collins, I teach in the school, sister teach in the school. Not only we teaching in the school, we all know that symbol is also another communication tools, and it's even more effective. All right. And for the type of population we get in Liberia, you know, I know. Sometimes you got to beat some people for something to get in their brain. But we passed that stage already. We can't go there again.
Yeah, you right there.
The doctor said, people again.
Capital punishment.
No, I said we passed that stage. All right.
No, but on a serious note, I gotta go put the baby to sleep.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
good night, everybody. But I want to show Dr. Mali again.
Is it for lady paying you or anyway?
That women's day.
You want to start about the men?
Also, let me go do my work. On a serious note, my brother, I can't say too much enough, my man. Thank you for doing that. It is.
Sister, before you go, please give me your number because I was waiting for this thing to pass over. It's time now for us to have some serious discussion.
But hey.
I want in the chat. You get access to the chat.
Yeah, don't
you get access to the chat. Let me put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat.
I'm not from Lofa County, Terry, not from there. So you're doing your Lofa thing here.
No, but on a serious note, Dr. Mali, my man, you've done wonderful. Liberia ought to be proud of you. There's one more intelligent person, one more added thing to the belt of the 231. There are people who are raising the flag of Liberia in a positive way. You're one of those people. Thank you so much, my brother. I can't say this much enough. Congratulations to you. We'll find a way. We'll come to that place. We'll over that doctor of education. I will want to show in the back. Let me go.
I just say thank you in Loma.
The again, we want to tell Loma, but mama, balika, more.
No, but CEO. Those are not obstacles these days. We can employ an interpreter.
Look, I'm not seeing man.
Oh wow, my goodness. All right. Okay, Sister, thank you so much.
Yeah. So lastly, I wanted to talk about this SIMO on the booth. I mean, Collins know our people mentality in our country. I think the police director just try to do something differently. But when the corruption is entrenched in the people, though you can be that sign as big as the executive mansion, the people will still take money. So he just want to show that he want to do something differently. All right. Okay. And I know in Africa, corruption is our nickname. You know.
All right. Okay. It's 9:59. Terry, are we on your point?
Yeah, I wanted to respond quickly, but Koto wanted to come in. But if you allow me, I can speak to that quickly.
Okay, then let Koto respond to something. Then
okay.
Koto, go ahead.
Yeah, the last time when I was in Liberia, I had some points that I jotted down, to discuss with Senator Didon at the time, and that was one of my points that I put in. These very institutions, like we're saying, they are not paying their electricity bills and things. For example, what you talking, the sign you put in there for the police, the way they could generate income instead of standing over there and start collecting $5 is to post fine on those that are driving recklessly. You have people there that issue tickets. You had to see them issuing tickets. Then they're begging for $5 or $10. And you start issuing tickets to people that violate the rules, or the law. That money will be coming to the institution. And then those who will be working, they will be reprimanded. And that's not raising income. That fund that they will be generating, they can sometimes pay some of their bills, like electricity and water bills. You have people who, like the finance ministry, delinquent people. You find them. The money that is coming there, you can pay your bills with these things. But yet we leave all of these things where we generate incomes and then say we're standing and live other people in. It's not called for. There are many ways to generate income instead of sitting there and have the burden put on an institution and then everybody suffers the problem. I think things that we should yeah.
So Terry, let's hear you.
Yeah. Do you see this is a boot, this is a police boot in America. You see what it says on it? It says police station. This is one of the smallest boots in America. All right. And if you can check on it. You build a police boot, there are other nomenclature you can use. You can even say police don't take bribe. It make a whole lot of sense. You understand? And that is why I wanted to educate what his name or Sissy. Say he feels that is an insignificant analysis. You are a rescuer. You came to rescue a country. You cannot be rescuing a country and then painting the country to be something else. You can't do that. All right. You have to rebrand you have to rebrand everything. Everybody in the country can take bribe, Mr. So. The senators can take bribe. The finance ministry can take bribe. The presidency can take bribe. Who in the country can take bribe? So does that mean that we'll be posting on all those various entities doors that the finance ministry don't take bribe? The executive mansion we don't do that. You talk about you comparing apples and oranges. You comparing a bathroom, the rating, the instruction on a bathroom that's supposed to instruct you as to how to operate in a bathroom. You comparing it to a police boot? How does don't take bribe, don't bribe the police have anything to do with the police as an institution? Now, if you say that you want to prevent bribery of the police, just what he was saying, you build a billboard. You can build billboard to various junctions and put on those big billboards. Do not bribe the police and make it big and even draw an act that anybody coming from anywhere, any part of the country you're coming from, you will see those billboards. But on the boot, the police boot, do not write on the police boot or don't bribe the police. Then to me, it creates a scenario wherein it gives me the impression that my police is corrupt. And if you only look at the police to be corrupt, that you want to shame them in the street publicly because you say you're making an illustration, then what about your House of Representatives? What about your other branches of government? Where into today now, the central bank and all that, we're discussing millions of dollars that live in the economy. What about all those places? You need to start erecting those kind of statements in there too. That's my point, Mr. So.
All right. Okay. Well, this is why we will. Let me put a number out here. I know we are against time here. Mali, is your second thought to terrorist argument here?
I think he has some valid point. It's like I think he's coming from the background where we should not do cherry picking. It should not only be the police. If we want to be very sincere about this, then let it go across the board. Or let it be refined. I think that's where he's coming from.
Right. That's my point.
This time to carry a very different message even though the investors that come in, they know Africa is corrupt. So this may help to validate their mindset. So if the message is changed in another direction, I think I agree with him on that. August where. But then the question now is, will it be the cherry picking thing? Are we only limiting it to the police?
Right.
How about all the other sectors? Are you going to put Sambo on the parliament representative building with light inside? No corruption in the building anymore. First of all, they're going to hunt up the person that put that thing down there. You're going to be charged. And they're going to throw you in jail.
Okay, let's get reaction from our callers here. It's quite fascinating, and this is what we do here. Sometimes we get on the throw here, but let's go to the numbers here quickly for reactions on the conversation. Let me go to this number 433 number 3556. Call, good evening. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yes, good evening. This is
Prince Sherry. How are you, buddy?
How are you?
Yeah, good. Good to have you. How the world doing? Let's hear you. I guess you've been following the program.
Yeah, definitely. I've been following, and let me thank the panelists. Why the issue that we do not agree with some of the exceptions, but I think it's very great, that people can have the opportunity to be able to disagree, especially on issues of national concern. Well, my attention is drawn to two major issues. One has to do with the president, present in Ivory Coast, and the second one has to do with the printing on the books. The first thing I want to look at is the issue of the books. Like someone is saying in the studio, that particular book represents the Liberian National Police. Whether they are there or not, wherever people come in the country, the first thing that they look at as a representation of the police force is that particular book, because it is very visible. International partners that are coming in, it is that book that we look at. And you see, we must be very careful with the messages we are sending out there. And this is why some of us will not in the United States, because with all of the bad things that are going on, or the challenges, if I would say, they don't project the challenges out there. When I was in Liberia, I never ever thought that there was going to be people begging and sleeping on our bridges. Because what I saw from newspapers, from shows, and the rest of it, they are all great things. So I think that is a very, very excessive mistake on the part of the police director that I think in my mind as a Liberian that is projecting the positive image of Liberia out there, and that thing should be erased immediately because it gives a different picture to our international partners. It gives a picture. When people see that artillery on a boot, they will be afraid. You see that somebody coming from God, or somebody coming from other African nations or from Europe, and they want to get into the police. And with the perception people are having of Africa, when somebody says all African nations are corrupt, it's not. Let's look at countries like Uganda, other countries in Africa, they are doing exceptionally great. So it's not every country that is corrupt. I take an exception to that. So the first thing is when somebody comes from out.
Okay, tell us a comprehension. I'll go to the next person.
Yes, so it's a real representation that the police is asking. People go to the police because they already incorporate in the mind that the police is a corrupt force and are going there, they are exposing themselves. And the second issue has to do with the president and Africans. That's why we continue to try Liberia. It's unfortunate that His Excellency Joseph Forever will continue to bring Liberians to public relative in our nation.
Thank you so much.
When we have the state family with the legislature, he did not do the articles so plain. She looked for avenues. She put together those black brains that can be able to bring ideas on the table to see how best you can solve the problem. But for you to reduce yourself to what articles, it means that at the time you have somebody with opportunity
thank you so much. Let's leave it there. Let me go to the next person. We are extremely out of time. Thank you so much. Okay, let's go to Minneapolis, Minnesota, where Evans is standing by. Evans, let's hear you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Soul, and hello to the panelists. Firstly, I want to disagree with that caller. Uganda is very corrupt. We have a man who's been in power for over 40 years, has rigged successive elections, and you say Uganda is not corrupt. Look, let me get to our issue with the team, the task force. You know, there's asset recovery, a team that you put together. I think it is an affront to the LSCC. He's circumventing the authority of the LSCC to establish this task force because that's exactly what the LSCC is supposed to do. So to make a special team to go to do asset recovery, there's a caveat here. If you take, if you draw some parallels to the EFCC that's in Nigeria, the guys who went after the likes of Sonny Abacha and Goodluck Jonathan and other people who, stole money from the Nigerian government, what happened with those money? The money that they recovered that was stolen, they themselves stole the money. So I think we have to watch this very closely and they have to be transparent. Because if they recover any stolen asset, we have to have a paper trail of it, where it was spent, where is it, after they leave office. Because these guys have a way of thinking that they recover this money, so they owe some of that money. After all, it was corrupt money, so sometimes they will take a piece of it for themselves. So let's watch that team. I think the LSCP should have been the one doing it, but hey, President Biden knows best.
Okay.
The second thing is, quickly. The second thing is this tenure position. We all know that the president has been lawless when it comes to this tenure position. You saw the embarrassing video of people going to agencies and trying to strong arm these people out of their position when the case is already pending in the Supreme Court, talking about their eminent people. And lastly, Mr. So, on the issue of our country, look, President Boyka should be sensitive to the issues. You have a person like Martin Corey, who was the one who quote unquote exposed Alex Chessier-Grant for not having the requisite degrees and things that he said he had. And he's on his boycott team and is a trusted advisor. I think he's even on this task force team. Are they not advising him that this is an unscrupulous character that is a forger and somebody who was even, reprimanded in the House for forging his documents? And the people of Nigeria rejected him, and then you're putting him down at the people's throat. I know you said it at the beginning of the show, but I think this is something the president has to revisit. We saw Joe have issues with some of the defendants that he appointed during his administration as well.
Yeah, but there were other people to hear Martin Collins get out there. What I'm saying, the process, the method they have deployed, what we are hearing, if it is true, and based on the information that we are getting for people, then I think there's a way it should be done. So they should make their representation, they should communicate. But if they are sending money, as it has been alleged and been reported, for people to go and disrupt the process, then of course, this is why they should communicate with their senators. They can even communicate with their leaders and provide something, because people get a way of saying things any kind of way.
They did. They went on the Capitol Hill. I saw people that had a spokesperson who was, saying a disclosure.
I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about the same very. Elvis, I'm not talking about the same people. First of all, it's the thing here. Why it is true, they are legitimate questions we're supposed to ask. But all of these people who are spearheading these people, they themselves make recommendations. They themselves put name forwards to the president. So they are no neutral. There's no neutrality in these things here because they themselves have interest in it. Now they are not being rejected. I am just only saying, if you want to do this kind of thing, you've got to come clean in doing it. All right. Since after this thing, how many of them really jump out to the gun to say this guy was so? I'm not saying the findings. I don't know what that case came in the House. It went down. Best law here, Hostel came. What happened? They were confirmed. So if they want to do it, they have to do it right. That's what I'm saying. But anyway, thank you. We will keep having this sort of conversation.
I got a question for Elvis.
Let's have a 215 number 488 215-488-37. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Tom. I'm calling from Father's Love. Good evening, Mr. Soul. Good evening, Mr. Malik, who is with Koto.
Yeah.
And good evening, Mr. Terry. I was listening to the concern of the John Bradford police issue on the police. And it took a very good point of me. When you are told John Bradford police, I think it has to do with some integrity of the police. I believe Terry lived in America, so I don't know when last he went back home. But if you drive through Monrovia, my brother, it's just like the many checkpoints you can find in La Cote d'Ivoire. But the now that it's gone to as it is in Liberia, you have to understand. I was driving through a river, and the guy said, "Oh, you are not a Liberian." I said, "We in which we are not a Liberian. I'm going to a River Key." And I showed him my ID. I said, "I'm from the U.S. This is my ID."
Oh, look at
And
West.
I was born in River Key. And then he
You
said,
were
"Look,
gashing.
you're not a Liberian." But the only ball game down was to pay money. So I sat there for some time. At the end of the day, I had to pay money to go. And I came back, paid money again to go back to my room here. It means for me to come here. Now, Jerry, I like the way you're laughing because the thing is,
No,
my own brother,
that
my
I'm
brother
telling you that me
look
the
at
one
me
laughing
and
now.
say, I'm a foreigner. I'm going home. But if he gets the message in his face that don't bribe the police. So right on here, I will take a picture, say, look, over your head, it says, don't bribe you. In that way, it's putting the pepper in your own nose. That look, the thing when you think it was good for you, they say you should show respect to the government. Because each time you do this thing, you bring shame. And there are a lot of people saying you
So,
think this way.
so let's have a quick dialogue
Yes.
here before we go. Here there's a way we can put finger in people's throat. We as a government, we as a country, are we also doing enough to avoid bribing those police? I was in Liberia, especially at 72nd Junction there, a little bucket free ticket. Now, they have disturbed me multiple times, not because of any violation, but I saw other, I think I had a story here before. The other police, other person, he didn't say I do anything. But he said, cheat, everybody they call it cheat. So I said, not cheat. He said, it's not easy. I left my woman home, children, I even get nothing. Now, we all human beings. Okay, for him, for that person, I see he been honest. He didn't tell me say for Boleke parking or my driver license, this, that, blah, blah, blah. But he just do it hand like my man. And that is about the thing you go come back again, they will do is about their part is oh sorry. So they don't even know who all the stopping and stuff like that. But what I'm trying to do here, are we doing enough? Like here, the reason you see cameras on the police is to also put them on guard to stop certain things. What are they going to use excessive force? What are they going to apply? Other things. I don't think we have reached to that capacity. But are we also doing as a government that it will even serve as a deterrent for police not to be bribed?
Yes, I mean, I like that point, Mr. So, because I mean, I think enough is not done, and
Yeah, listening.
yeah, I think enough is not done. And when you listen to what Mr. Mali said, in line with that, and I mean, I even went to the bank, and the teller there was telling me, "Oh, your money not here." So the person in front of me receiving the money because my wife sent it to me. So I'm standing behind her, and like the girl go to receive the money. I'm standing and say, "It's not here." So I said, "What you mean it's not here?" Then she said, "Shut up, just listen." I kept quiet. And then the teller said, how much I getting? In the bank, you know, my face was like, oh, did she just ask you that? Okay, ask her how much you need. And she said it. I was like, so brave. And you see, Mr. So this is why it comes to the point where Mr. Terry raised. You know, I was shaking like, you can't do it in America. You go to the bank, they can't even raise her children. She looking at you and say, "Oh, how much am I getting?" It's not possible.
No.
But because other people get on the street and then put up barricade and take money, so we don't know who is police and who is not police. And when you mix up with the gang, then things get rough for you. So at this point, when we just put there, don't bribe the police. Don't bribe the police. Out of some goodwill, you can come to the police and say, "To bribing you. But gentlemen, I appreciate what you're doing keeping us safe." So I'm just leaving this right
here from you. When you leave, in that way, it's always good. Man. You will put on the responsibility by searching the car, looking for what is not or is not supposed to be in the neighborhood to harm other people.
Right.
So my next point, Mr. So, I was watching PR when the president was in La Cote d'Ivoire. Your reporter Benjamin was taking up this particular recording. Why did he have the president upside down all through the recording?
Oh, yeah, I think that was the first. The first say send a message. You know, sometimes I mean they were in a very tense situation. The main person, camera guy, that was supposed to be with him, he couldn't show when he got there. I think somebody else was doing the recording. And you know, sometimes when you know thing, you don't catch it. I even send a message. I say, hey, the camera. Not knowing the guy he gave it to, he was doing multiple things at the same time, according to him. So I mean, he was in behind the camera.
The guy who was doing the recording of Benjamin, he was on a different mission.
That's what I'm saying. He was doing his own recording, and then when I sent message, he said, "Oh, but you know, but again, sometimes these things happen, but I don't think it was not done on purpose. You know, you saw the last one, and I brought it to your attention. He said, "Yeah, I didn't even know. Even the ambassador then they saw it. Not knowing they do. He was doing his own thing. You know, people. You know, it is what it is. But I think hopefully in the future we'll fix it. Nobody will want to turn their country president upside down. So that was it was just some technical stuff. But thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Sir.
Yeah. So okay. So guys, I think here. So let's do quick spinning here with this whole police thing here. Yeah. Look. We have to do enough as a government, as a people. But I can tell you because one other police woman, I picked that woman up. I think I gave the story. It was crazy rainy. He was going to town. Who been the police way before George we had in town. But I can tell you there were people down there, these ministers, these people, some of them are mean, very, very mean. Yeah, they look decent and they have the ordinary police person that in the street directing traffic. And when you see some of those people, you can see them that they are literally dying because they can't even get a plastic. They don't have. Now, this is a recipe to corruption. Should they do it? No. We are encouraging them to do it? Certainly not. But when you have a policeman there who get one t-shirt as a uniform, he wears it today, he carries on, go and wash it, dry it. The next day he comes back and leave 3, 4, 5 children home. Well, they also, government too, should do their part. If you want to avoid corruption, come on. Even the fighting of drugs, how you think this thing is being facilitated? People that are supposed to get paid, they're not paying it. They ride $1 million cars, they dress beautifully in their well-official white, windshields, all that, and you have the ordinary man there straight in the street there directing traffic. At the end of the day, that bucket free, that's why you were talking. Yeah, you can get anybody, policemen run behind you when you run, they come and just do your ticket, they let you go. You're not going to do anything, nobody's going to come back to you. But if we have to have these integrity institutions in tight, we as a government, the two have to do their fair share to make sure. If you're paying people good, if you're doing everything, you think they're going to mess down with their job? They won't mess down with their job. This is not an argument to make them to do what they are doing. But hey, we have our part to do as well. Guys, let's see if we can close it off here. Terry, I think you made a point here in Malisons to pivot in that direction. And I think it is because the corruption is all over. It's all over. Everywhere, you don't even want to do it, you're forced to do it.
Look,
and somebody tell you honestly. Yeah.
I don't even cutting you up. Before I could come to the state, I made a trip to Nigeria. I was going to Ibadan to check on their master program. When I got to, before I could get to Lagos, there's a checkpoint there before you can finally enter. So when I got there, I had everything you can think about. My passport, my everything. I even got a letter from the embassy from the Nigerian embassy, say, oh, this is a student you're going to exploit other facility, whether you can continue education. I got so the message. I said, I just need it, just for it to be on my side. You'll not believe it. Sometimes when you don't travel, you get to see the boo man. When I got to that place, the man said, "Where's your document?" I get it one. Where your passport? I get it one. Where you going for? I show you the letter. Who do you know there? I show you the friend name. Everything. Do you have some money to stay in Nigeria? Yes. How much, bro? I told him, hey. He said, okay. Let me tell you one thing here. Looking at that, your first time going to this country, I said, yes. He said, okay. There's a rule to the checkpoint here. If from here now you enter in our country. I said, okay. He said, when all your documents correct, like how all your documents correct here, there's a fee for it. I don't want to let you know. If you don't have no document at all, this is the fee. If you have some, this is the fee. No, I didn't believe that. I thought the guy was joking. He said, no, I'm not joking. You got to hurry up. People are in a queue. So you got to decide now. I've told you the category. When you're in the number 1 category, your document is correct for you to enter Lagos right now. But there's just a fee for it.
How much?
I told him, I said, okay, this is not fair. I think when I get to Lagos, I need to have a press conference. The guy said, okay, I'm going to give you the number for the Journalist Association, the chairperson. I'm going to give you his number. Instead of you having a press conference, you can just go tell him. Or you can even take it to the police and complain about us. This is Nigeria. I just want to let you know. So you want to make it hard? I don't want to add it up. So just to wake up to. I told you the rule already. When I look behind me, so I took out $10. The man said, no, I told you $15 when your document correct. So I said, okay, so
you want add tail.
So we became friends. I said, why if I don't have it at all? He said, oh, you're not in that category, but anyway, it's also be $30. I said, oh. I said, but then why if I have some? He said, it's $20. So they are priced here for everybody. I said, but this is not fair. He said, where is fair? Your Liberia you coming from, is it fair there? This is my name. This is my rank. I live also place. So when you're having a press conference, don't give yourself hard time. Just give it to them. They know me. We are all partners in this business. My brother, I couldn't believe it. I left that place without memory. I went, I came back. He said, oh, my friend, you back now? You going? You got to come. You don't go that side. You got to come again. You got to see me. So when I went there, he said, anyway, there's a fee here again when you're going back, but we're being friends now. So just bring $5. That's all right. Oh, they will tell you that room. No. That room. You don't pass through that room, you're not going. That's the revenue error there. So I told him, I said, and a receipt? He said, wait a minute now. Are you making fun? A receipt for waiting? For what? You don't get a receipt for this? I said, yes.
All right. Okay, we got
to corruption in Liberia.
No, forget. I was asking a question, and Sister said it's not 10 to 10-1. We frown on these things here. And I know when people want to produce quick results, there are a lot of committee investigation. We saw what happened to the president when somebody came from no man's land, literally tried to I would say that person who have assassinated the president. How that person breached through that gap, God one knows. Okay, we saw that. It's wrong. There was an investigation set up. You saw the party chairman with all of his inaugural form, everything in the middle of that. We don't know how he came to a conclusion. He go into NPA. We can't have committees in committees, and those are the same things that we frown on. Whereas again, there are other multiple stuff being going on. When you put a committee together, let it expedite the process. You can't just be putting people. I think somebody made reference to this yesterday. Of course, you can have a committee. So it's like committee institution is being set up in the institution. When we have institutions that are responsible to get certain things done, I think there's a need that will support and strengthen that institution. But we'll have this and this, like to avoid this, that NAFCO thing is dangerous. Well, guys, time has caught up with all. We are going over the time extremely here, but sometimes this is what we do here. Let's give at least a meaning closing statement and then we can call it a day. Who wants to go first? Is that the Queen wants to go to the Women's
Today
Day?
that women deal. So
Women,
let the queen, let
uh,
the women first.
must support or the doctor himself. So, Kato, let's your 1 minute. Let's hear you before we wrap up.
Yeah, okay. I want to thank our people. Like I said the other time, it takes Liberians that are really care for this station to be on at this time watching us. So when these our viewers are here, I really appreciate them so hardly. It takes, especially time like this, people are tired and sleepy, but it takes them time to be here. And I still talking to our Liberian people that our president and whoever is advising the president that they should take this issue seriously for those that are in the tenure, positions before they can send that there. Then make sure to have this issue actually amicably, handled before they can send that there to avoid the embarrassing situation, in tenure issues. And for our president, I want to tell him thanks, for taking that initiative because I think it would have been a serious problem. I have not been done to go and actually initiate the current issue. And our police people want you to be vigorous. Stop collecting money. I know our brother Terrence say he doesn't want to see that, but again, we want to say please stop collecting money. And I want to get a highs up last day to that should have been the first, but this is the sweetest part to our pop, Mr. Mari. You motivate me a lot. And there have been, I just imagine I even reached your level when I think on going further or some of my friends they can be like, they call me school girl. That's the name my nickname my friends, my classmates, call me school girl. When I think on going for a higher level, they like, you can't rest now, school girl. But again, when I see people like you, some of you guys motivate me a lot. And I want to say I'm proud of you, you know, with this time and you put in this time and energy. You are my admiration at this time. I want to say thank you. Hats up to you, Mr. Mari. And
Thank you.
yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I say good night to you guys, Darren, Mr. Soul. It's a
Good
night.
night, Sis Koto.
Good night.
Good having
Be
you.
aware, the liberal, he will find name to that your doctor. Some kind of you call it Moja or some kind of name you call it CDC professor. This one, but trust me, I'm just letting you know the liberal will find some kind of name to attach to it. Just be aware of it. Okay, Koto, take
Well,
it.
Good night.
for liberal, I think we have developed tolerance now to move alongside with the liberal now any way you want to carry others it. And actually, I think what has been happening now, these title, these academic title, what I realized from my research is that people go in for so many different motives, and some people just like the title. But actually, I think it's the deliverables. What do you have to deliver? What this title have been able to give you that you be able to deliver? I think that's where I already come from. Yeah, the title will always be there, like the Reverend Minister. Yeah, but what are those deliverables in the church? Oh, Reverend Minister. And everybody always happy when they call them a big title. I mean,
Right.
human being by nature, we are just like that. But it's the deliverable that really comes with this thing. We've been on the journey almost 8.5 years now. So it is
Wow.
people, I mean, oh, Mr. Mali is staying in school, but why is still the both you and say, yeah, I'm going through hell. But anyway, we stay hanging in there. I just want to thank God and thank the rest of you for, keeping me in your prayer and my kids and other things. So on a serious note, there one opposition in Liberia right now. I don't know whether you guys have been following. You need to follow this guy. He's called Samuel. He's called Samuel Fremont, the political leader of the movement for progressive change. This guy is on Joseph.
Simeon Fremont.
Yes.
Yeah.
This guy is on Joseph Barker bike, my brother.
He got DSTV.
Yes. This guy is on Joseph Barker bike inch by inch. There's nothing good the guy can say about Joseph Barker. And I found problem with that. Even Joe, who just left the scene, with all his little problem, there's something that I can commend him for. Because this is where I try to really respect you as an opposition party. Oh, Joseph Barker, A, B, C, and D. But the other era, that's good. He's trying. But this guy, everything about Joseph Barker, I've been following him. It's negative. Yeah. So when you get chance, just follow him. Because I've been wondering whether how you're going to run your political party.
I think you had a press statement recently.
So he even went on the CDC, who people expect now to be trained, rack on the paper, you know. So I said, well, anyway, the politics. But on a very serious note, I think this corruption thing, as Collins was saying, I cannot really count on the platform now to really criticize Joseph Barker extensively right now. And that's for two reasons. One, Joseph Barker had never been president before. He just became a president for the first time. So I think he's learning on the job. And he will make some mistakes. He served as a vice president. He was not proactive. He said the parking somewhere. So he was just sitting down there.
You know, that is the doctor criticism right now. You know, when you doctor, you criticize professionally.
So the next thing now I see here is that Joseph Barker is bringing some of his own natural way of doing things into politics. He takes his own time. And for the kind of politics in Liberia now, sometimes you got to double your steps. There are too many things are going for right now. You see? And when they will live out is something I've been thinking about. Like they were all happy when they were talking about John Molu coming to take over this auditing and international friend. That thing just went cool up to today. I like John Molu. It's not even part of the team anymore. Yes. I got about 3 minister body in this government. 3. And so I want to congratulate Barker for appointing 3 of my body. I didn't want to get down there to pick me up from the airport. You see, and one of them is at Mines. I was just talking with him today. I said, Pay, you one of the transparent guy, but they put you in a place, if you don't take time, that paper will sack you in the morning because I know you. He started laughing, you see. So people saying we should get Joseph Barker time. I think that he own a way of running administration. It doesn't matter of time, you see. But my surprise here is that Papa has got 40 years under his belt. Okay. So is he now unleashing a 50-year strategy? Or I don't know. I'm just confused. You see? Let me say the thing. He jumped over that whole group. He went. That group need to be audited because a whole lot of things happening in our place there, my brother. A whole lot. So
I can for sure tell you there are a lot of things beyond.
And his action to go to that place, it was very necessary. You see the right issue. Anytime the right issue going on, Papa Kato, he's not supposed to say, and he is set to get there. The electricity issue. The Liberian people will soon start saying, oh, when we are here, even here last day, we have regular current. Yeah, Papa Kana, 2, 3, 4 days. Papa smart. And I rather give him credit for that to tell them, man, look, we don't have the money. Just leave the thing open. Because that what's going to happen. And we're going to trickle off so many things. CDC will come and say, and we'll tell you, they rescue now, instead of rescuing you, they're putting you under the bus. You don't get electricity again. More is coming. We don't want to, you know, the government is
quickly here
right now.
So,
so quickly here, and then maybe just add a piece of layer, then Terry, you can wrap on if Malik also want to add a bit. The president, upon his return, he came to say he's here to get his party and all of that, which is a clear indication that he will actively get involved into political activities, unlike when he said, which of course that I didn't really take into serious. Now, with this asset recovery program here, that puts the former president into a position of now he will be seen as the main challenger to opposition to this government. If this government decided to revisit how this president obtained all that he has right now, would that be considered as a witch hunt, or would it be a legitimate argument on the part of Joseph Newman Boyka government to find out how these things were obtained? That I'm
Yeah, I
telling you,
think
it will happen. Considering the caliber of people that have been appointed right now in the head of that committee, it is glaring. It's just a matter of time for it to surface.
so I think that was the discussion tonight, but I think we got it distracted. But to be honest with you, I really do not agree 100% with the structuring of the names and the appointment he made on that asset recovery. In as much as support the asset recovery, but the names, the first guy, I think the first guy there was the guy that the president took out of the position he was in. And we all know the story. So this man is transfer, I would call it transfer aggression.
Councilor Martin?
Yeah, the guy there. Even Coffee, or what you need, Coffee, the guy that was on Spoon the other time, or Coffee. Yeah.
President Coffee, advisor, or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot his first name, man. So these are guys that were working in the CDC government, and based upon some form of allegations or disenchantment, they left. So if you bring these guys back and put them on the team, and they are heading the team, that is why the opposition is saying it's a witch hunt. And to me, they have the right to say that.
You know what that is done? This woman is strategically trying to get somewhere. The reason these people have been within the inner cycle, so the possibility of knowing more about this people, he worked with those people. So he knows where he's going. Boyka knows President Boyka knows where he's going. He feels he can get more information with these people who have worked in the previous government. He knows. He knows what he's doing.
But that's my point, Mr. So because what happened is that, or you see, if he had brought in John Molu to be the head of that whole team, it would make sense. But you bring in these guys that the president already, the former president, had disenchantment with. You bring them there, it shows some level of bias. And just what you're saying, the president is being targeted. The former president now feel that he is the one you're trying to target. So it becomes a witch hunt from the opposition position. And you don't want to attack your former president right away, especially knowing that President Weah is seated on information, security details. He's still loved by majority of the people. You don't want to start in that manner. You will create a serious chaos for your government going forward. In as much as I want him to be on the offensive, I don't want him to create a scenario wherein even the referee will start fighting with the player. You understand? So you can't, then the game will not continue. So you cannot have those kind of thing, that kind of convolution, that it's going to cause chaos. So I think that he need to have people that will be transparent, that have not been involved in the process, that will come to the table and say, look, when the opposition see these people, they will say, but these people don't know us, they don't know about all our things. So if they're doing an audit, it will be transparent to the opposition. But right now, the opposition will believe completely. There is nothing you can convince them that this is not a witch hunt. And then you bring Martin Colley that that ran away and went to exile because he felt that his life was threatened. Obviously, these things are, to me, I don't know, but I don't want to talk deep.
Yeah. You are Reverend, so you want to have the Bible on the left, on the right hand side, and you want to have the smoking pipe here. Politics is all about finding dike on someone, and no one who wears diapers participate in politics. The Unity Party, Joseph Boyka, the action is well calculated And that these folks, they are the people that have information and they will go aggressively. You've been hearing them saying, oh, the Finabodo, they this one, that. Oh, they are legitimate questions to raise as well as to how these people, things that happen quickly and fastly overnight. I'm telling you, besides this current, what we are hearing, there is some sort of huge investment on the part of all the former government officials in La Cote d'Ivoire that is allegedly being reported. Those information yet to be validated. The reason the president stays overnight is natural. When they say president going for a working visit, you don't sleep. Working visit, you go, you meet your counterpart, you come back. The sleeping of the president over was deliberate. They went working with the purpose of coming back, but it was properly calculated because there were other informations, there were other things needed, and it needed the support of their counterpart to get those information, to verify those information. So certainly those things that are current business, Joseph then something has to go through something. There are a lot of other investments, a lot of other businesses thing going on there. What you think they're talking about the recovery is both external and internal. So they know where they are going. And they are using people who they think that are going to get something because they want to find a day. And when they get that day, it leads you to your political destruction for your career. And I think this is all coming into being when the president returned. I think he should have taken a little break, watch the process, sit back. But when you throw yourself in a hard while you're trying to sit up, you open yourself up to a lot of stuff. Mali, let's hear you before we go.
I think I agree with Collins because it's like I see the puppet moving with too many baggages on his shoulders.
You better put this on, start holding that way.
He moved with too many things on his shoulders, and probably he might even forget to look into some other things. Now he even making the thing complicated now. Joe, we have started the asset recovery thing. It was started by Helen. For some reason, Helen knows she was going to be in the picture. You know, she was a smart president. She left it. She left a lot of things for him. He started looking at the advances and said, so he left it. But then when I say the papa a confusing situation right now and he carrying too many packages, is what I mean. You're talking about economic crime code. Those things are structured in there. All right. You can't be going on assets recovery thing. It's not only here, it's around the world. Even president that died and left that money in the bank, all that thing you're going to go after it because we need these things to help our country. And not going Africa and here and there. And then which one thing Colin just said, it will factor in because the whole exercise now is narrow now to one administration. If Joseph Barker was not in the past administration, I'm sure you're going to get yourself involved. But for him to be objective and get his flower for independent like us, he could have made himself inclusive.
He will not do it, but they're going, Dr. Jones, they are going to the book now, say 5 years. So why are they? Unity Party 2 was a corrupt party. Helen Johnson selling and her people, the 2.5, they broke down to Noka, and guess what? And just only told us, sorry. But she failed to pay a dime, the 5 million got from the Ibrahim.
It's on record. She made a statement. The tape is there. But here is the issue. If Joseph Barker, to be frank with you, if he come out to even order himself, look, I think he will get more respect. In like that wish one thing Colin is talking about. There will be no space for it. There will be no space. Because in the past, the 2-year government and the government before that, Taylor government, so many things went wrong when it comes to the asset recovery.
Jody Bryan,
So here, what I see potentially coming out. This is where the House of Representatives, the leadership is in the hands of CDC. I wouldn't be surprised if this administration continues the trend that they are on now and say they want to go only at the CDC-led government. I wouldn't be surprised when the House revisit that law to say, hey, we got to take it from this hand. So this is where the great law is going to be coming from now with this whole thing here. because the House is in control of CDC. You can't do anything without the House getting approval before going to the Senate for concurrent. So the House now, this is where they're going to go better. This is where they're going to go right here now with it, because Father there, of course, fanatic Kofa, potential leader, who know presidential hopeful for CDC, whatever that we have decides not to contest. Fanatic Kofa will potentially be one of the faces of the CDC. But
CEO, I still concerned about the witch hunting because
that's what I'm saying. This is where
the people in Liberia, they quick on believing in something and live with it forever.
Right.
You see, when the people said Georgia were taking the country in the wrong direction, even the illiterate people, they didn't even know what they were talking about. But they all just agreed that they brought taking the country in the wrong direction. They gotta go. They both can be dancing. They both can just be dancing. You're not serious for this thing here. And there were some people playing. My mother, even my mother told me, I said, they said the president left. You want to see a son playing football? What kind of president is this? You see how the people can be thinking? That alone called my mother to vote for Georgia.
But that was president. We have never had a good PR. He couldn't relate to the people. He never had a good communication skills to the people to inform them, to be proactive on this information. And Liberians dwell on propaganda.
Collins, let me tell you something.
Dr. Mali, what you said here, right? That there are certain information when you tell the Liberian man, he will carry it to his grave. Even when somebody can't tell, he say no, that is big information, that is true. Yeah, he will still say no, that.
Yes,
and that's true. That's how the Liberians are.
Yeah, and the serious part of it is this: there is a recovery thing here. They are not in the town now that Papa get you property instead of you. That other noise is there. I read it from the opposition guy here. So when they have said recovery, will it throw a lens in the judiciary and the House of Legislature and the Senate? Will the light travel all around there?
But that maybe that is the strategy to put people under control. You don't know. It could be a political strategy because you must understand that the president got political advisors, he got legal advisors. They could say, you know what? Since you know that you can't accomplish certain things within the 100 days, do this so that it can give you ease. So the opposition cannot be on you. But Mr. So before we go to all the issues that I was trying to say, Mr. Mari brought about Nigeria. Nigeria is I was just reading something on Nigeria. Nigeria is the police is the most corrupt in the world. the Nigerian police. So, when people start to look at, and all these things we're talking, they don't have it there. My concern is I'm speaking to my friend Gregory Coleman that I know. All right? The police boot. Jaya Sese was speaking to the MCC, the MCSS boss. I'm speaking to my friend Gregory Coleman that I know. That does not send a good image for Liberians. For the police. The police is an institution. The institution was not trained to be corrupt. I will not say the police is corrupt. I will say they are challenged. The people that are corrupt are the people who in government making millions and still stealing. The police don't have the money. That's why they're trying to hustle. But the people who in government, who already getting hundreds of thousands, they don't want corrupt because they still stealing, even though they're getting millions of dollars. But if you put that kind of thing on the boot, you can say the police do not take bribe. It makes sense. But if you say don't bribe the police, so what are you saying to the police? That they can take bribe? Is that what you're telling them? So the word is only comforting the people who come into the police. So in my term here, Mr. So is that my appeal to Gregory is that you can, because he's going to be bailing these things all over Monserrato. You can say that the police don't take bribe.
You need to have police pickups to the various depot.
No, but Colin, CEO, Colin leaving one piece out. The people that are giving the bribe,
right?
Can we also hold them? Because they are corrupting this thing.
But that's what they are doing. Why the police command is doing that? That's a visual communication they are doing that. They put something there so that you will see it visually that this is not what you're supposed to do. So when you do it too, you also can be held liable. But I think they need to get patrol cars in the various places first than having a boot. I'm not sure.
But you must know that you're sending message because you see, we the Liberian can understand our language, Mr. So.
People sleeps in there? The police sleeps in there or what? Or they just what?
But the other police, they were interviewing him, how one get in the boot already. Then he started showing then he started showing the telephone there. yeah.
Oh my God. It's so interesting.
Okay, well, folks, that's how we're going to leave it this evening. Thank you so much for being part of this program. By God's willing, tomorrow? Let me start this. Hopefully, we should have Professor Zawlo, Associate Zawlo, who is the superintendent of the Morovia Consolidated School System. There should be some sort of intellectual conversation here with Sisi Boyer, but we are waiting to get that confirmation. If not, it will be tabled again to all of the ladies in the house who say, happy International Women's Day as you observe this day. Thank you so much for all what you do, your commitment to this network and to the society as well. Until then, have a pleasant evening, and by God's willing, we'll be here. Before we go, quickly here, the Babli District Association will be having their inaugural Carnival celebration here. That's the weekend of May 15th, 16th, and 7th. There is President Avin Tabawid. That's the committee members. They will be having an event right here in the ocean state of Rhode Island. That's, I believe, next weekend. The 15th, 16th, and 17th inaugural carnivals or celebration ceremony and fundraiser of the Babli District Development Associations in the USA. So if you are within the New England belt, make way. It will be held at Jefferson Boulevard. There's a house right on Capitol Hill. That's where the event is going to be held. Until then, have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye.
I just want to thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I just want to